Step right up. Lights on, mics hot. Where outlaws talk loud and kings don't whisper. Welcome to Cowboys and Kings. Yeah. Cowboys and Kings. Yeah. Boots on the floor. Yeah, we're kicking it live. Crown in the room, you can feel that vibe. From the panels to the pixels, every story gets told. If it's hot in the culture, then we breaking the mold. From the cinema to the comic books, we put the games on blast. The beats will get wild, yeah, they never go past. We call it how it is, no in between. Turn it up, let the speakers swing. Got the crew pulling up, let them all step in. Every guest got a voice, the comments in chat will fly. Step up and be a king. When the mics go live, hear the Cowboys sing. Cowboys and Kings. Yeah, we run this show from the page to the stage to the screens, you know. Hot takes it with a rebel swing. It's a Cowboys grit and a King's gold ring. Cowboys and Kings. Let the whole world hear as we break it all down, keeping it loud and clear. Bring more than talk when y'all step in the ring. When you come to the battle royale, you better bring your thing. Welcome to the show, Cowboys and Kings. Yeah, King style, clean with the sharp cut look. The feline of finesse, the Jaguar dripping luxury, bow tie tight like a best-selling book. Calm in the storm, buddy, bring that fire. Every word hits clean. You know we gonna take it higher, gather y'all to the King's court. Yeah, with stories untold. Grab your armor, grip your sword, represent the kingdom with pride. Cowboy Dan got that outlaw tone, rough edge truth and a voice well known. He's a head trapped in the jar, jokes and memes will set you free. Bruh, that perspective hit differently. The saloon serves them hard, the door swings wide. Outlaw stream, a six-gun dreamer. Saddle up, let's ride. Laughs get loud and the takes get bold. Hard truths get dropped, some myths get sold. Spin that topic, let opinions clash. Some burn slow, some strike like a match. No script needed when the sparks ignite. Just real talk living in the spotlight. Cowboys and Kings. Yeah, we run this show from the page to the stage to the screens, you know. Hot takes hit with a rebel swing. It's a Cowboys grit and a King's gold ring. Cowboys and Kings. Let the whole world hear. We break it all down, keeping it loud and clear. Bring more than talk when y'all step in the ring. When you come to the battle royale, you better bring your thing. Welcome to the show, Cowboys and Kings. Lights get low, but the combo stays bright. Every fandom got a reason to fight. Heroes, villains, lines get thin. Sometimes the truth is where the gray walks in. Yeah. Panel to panel, yeah, we flip that page. From retro classics to the modern age. Reboots, remakes, who got it right? Who dropped the ball in that box? Office fight, bruh. We call it straight, no filter here. From low budget gems to the blockbuster tier. One got the crown, one breaking the rules. Both dropping gems while we schooling fools. From comics to streams, yeah, we cover the field. Every hot take sharp like a blade unsealed. I guess step up to the mic that bring heat, that bring flames. They tell you a story when they step in the frame. Cowboys and Kings. Yeah, we run this show from the page to the stage to the screens, you know. Hot takes it with a rebel swing. Under a Cowboys hat and a King's jewel crown, we gonna run this town. Cowboys and Kings. Yeah, we run this show from the page to the stage to the screens, you know. Hot takes it with a rebel swing. It's a Cowboys grit and a King's gold ring. Cowboys and Kings. Pull up a seat, join the conversation.
Hey, howdy, hey, boys and girls. KJCowboyDan here, and I'm hanging out with King and the gang. I want to just say, hey, how you doing, King? King, can you hear me? He might be having a little technical issue right now. We'll pop in, and we're gonna say hello to the lovely Miss Sparkles here.
Hi.
Hey.
Hey. Hi. Howdy.
Thanks for joining us.
I'm curling my hair. It's not working out.
Oh, well, hair, it's a thing, right? Fortunately, I have it all in one spot, but it's there. Oh, looks like King's having a little technical difficulty. He'll be back in a second.
Poor baby. Poor boy. He hates it when I call him a boy.
Casey, how you doing today?
Very, very well. I am so pleased to be here with you this evening.
Oh, we're glad to have you. Last week you were kind of like a silent producer.
Unfortunately, yes. Now you can actually hear the voice. So if anybody wants to silence me, feel free to drop a donation. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I don't know. He's going to want to silence you today. Besides, you can't silence the production staff, right?
Thank you.
I try.
Oh, well, we're gonna wait to get to the main parts of the conversation until King pops back in. Now we are expecting a few other guests to pop in, but they are running behind. So Crazy and Alice are going to be here soon. They're having some internet difficulties, so we'll keep the positive vibes out there. Make sure their internet starts running real good by the time they're ready to pop in.
It's hot. How's the weather there for you
Oh,
guys?
it is muggy.
Oh, it's hot.
It's muggy here. Yeah. Thought I heard him pop in. Oh, there we go.
No. Is that supposed to be your face down there too? No, there he is.
There we go. Hey, King.
There's the king.
Hey, sweetie.
Once King gets everything all situated. But we're going to take a moment and go and say hi to Chat since Chat's here. We've got Jamie. She's been waiting. She says, guess who's early? Yes. Jamie got here just a little bit before Miss Sparkles got here. Me and Miss Sparkles were having fun talking in the background, talking about her show. If you guys haven't already had a chance, make sure, boys and girls, that you go give her a follow over on her channel.
Jamie and the Greek boy. They're in the chat.
Let's see who else is hanging out in chat with us. Oh, there we go. Here we go.
That's my Greek boy.
I believe we were. I saw he was in your chat earlier this morning.
Yeah. He's a stalker. He's stalked me for years now.
Hello. How are you doing? So today we're going to be talking about a little bit later, after we get a little of our little introductions set aside. We're going to be talking a little later about recasting, pretty much from television to movies, reboots in movies, and also recasting with DEI intentions. And popping in to join us, the one, the only, Mr. Theta of the Grid.
What's
That's,
up?
nerd archaeologist himself.
AKA
So
Theta Ranger himself. What's going on, man?
How y'all doing?
Pretty
we're doing
good.
We're doing pretty good. We're doing pretty good. How's your week been?
Oh man,
You've been busy, from what I understand.
it's been a hell of a week. Yeah.
A hell of a week. It's been hot there, huh?
No, it's actually been
Just smelling like fire and brimstone.
it's been storming really, really bad.
Mm.
Well, it's hot over here.
Hey, what's up, Casey? How you doing, man?
Pretty good, man. All I gotta say, if anything smells like fire and brimstone tonight, it has nothing to do with me. I'm having my cake cleaned.
I appreciate that. Oh, hold on real quick. I need to plug in.
So today we're going to be talking about, like I said, recastings in cinema, television, even animations. And I pulled aside a huge list of people, and I didn't realize, because I knew there's been a lot of recasting, especially through history, but I was looking at like a lot of television recasting I didn't even think about. And we will be doing some honorable mentions as well. Regarding like not necessarily recastings, but when they kind of like bump somebody out of the cast to introduce some other people in place of that, like
yeah, That
Like, for example-
recasting, like Will Smith with Idris Elba in the Suicide Squad 2 movie, where
Right.
they didn't really recast Will Smith, but they kind of did.
Right. And they'll and we'll also like have some other honorable mentions, like when like, for example, Saved by the Bell, when they pretty much two members of the main cast were having contract disputes, and so they introduced Tori.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Because Tori wasn't necessarily
I
recast.
forgot about that.
She was just an extra character that they used as filler, but she was intended to fill the role of two people. So we have a lot to talk about. And I hope you guys in chat, you guys have some people that you want to shout out at any point in time. We're gonna acknowledge your most known recastings as well. And towards the end of the last part of the show, we're probably going to get ourselves canceled by talking about recasting with DEI intentions.
You keep mentioning getting canceled, you're going to get us canceled.
Oh yeah, well, I'm pushing for it. You can't really
You
cancel the
are.
uncancelable, though, right? Because
Well, here's the thing: he's challenging it head on, like a soldier should, like a warrior should. Like, fuck
I
it.
mean-
If I'm gonna
If I have
get
a
shot or
video on me,
stabbed,
you
I
don't
might as
have a
well
video
fucking
on you.
face it. Let's do it.
You know, that's why I love being on the show. They break every rule, and if they can't find a rule to break, they make their own, and then they break it again.
Let's go.
True.
it's true. It's true.
If you're Kurt
Whoa,
Angle, it's true.
whoa,
It's
it's
damn
whoa.
true. So.
So, I just want to point out for those people who haven't been looking at our thumbnail all week long, King was recasted.
Yeah, or altered, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
Altered, recast, altered.
If you want to go by video game logic, yeah, that was the alpha build, and this is the final version, I guess, if you want to call it.
And
that.
then also you can see the recasting of me right here. I mean, I was looking really good with my 80s mustache, the cop stash right there. And then over here, just a little bit of stubble. Looking like something out of Wallace and Gromit, but that's all right.
You gotta eat that cheese. You gotta eat that nice, delicious cheese.
Absolutely. So before we go, I want to show a few people something, particularly something I'm working on making. I'm working on making some bumpers for everybody. Now, this is my standard bumper. That's my standard bumper, but I'm also working on some bumpers for our regulars and our guests, and just some of my friends in the community. And I wanted to share it with you real quick while I have everybody here, and Theta in particular.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
I had it pulled up earlier, and it and now it's
Yeah,
not
this
there.
is awkward silence, so we're
I
just.
had it
gonna
pulled up.
wing
I
it.
absolutely had it pulled up, and now it's MIA. It doesn't want to. It doesn't want to show itself to me. There it is. There it is. So,
All right, I'm in suspense. All
all
right.
right. So right here up on the screen, we have this
I
thumbprint.
like that already.
All right. Now this is for Theta. Something I'm working on for Theta, and we're going to use it whenever Theta's on the show, and we're going to make one for just about everybody. And I'm going to be giving them out to you guys too, because
Awesome.
you guys,
That's a great idea.
you guys rock. So here's what I'm working on for Theta.
Very cool.
Just a little
I
bumper.
love it.
And I was like, I'm sitting here. I have an affiliate
I love it,
program
man.
with VideoBolt, and what VideoBolt is a place where you can make certain bumpers and animations and other assets that you need for your live streams and videos. And I was just toying around with it, and I'm like, you know what? I really want to see what I could do with Theta's logo.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself,
That
that
looks
is
so good.
That's cool. Like I'm not gonna lie, man. Like if this was like at 20 years ago, and I was watching Spike TV or Cartoon Network when it's on Adult Swim, and this popped up for like before a show or during the show, like it's like that would be freaking cool.
Hell yeah!
Like, oh man,
Did
I gotta
you, like,
watch this show, man. Whatever it is.
How did you get those effects to like? Was it a transition effect?
it's a transition effect, yeah.
Nice, very
Yeah.
cool. I love it.
It's a series of transition effects.
I love it, man. That's
It
that's
also
really
reminds
cool.
me of like one of those anime eye catchers, like I'm trying to remember. I think it was either what was it? Oh my gosh, what was it? What was that? Cannon Busters, right? The one where they shoot in the background, like it was like
Yeah.
it was something like that. Like they shot because it was like or some other anime theme where they just shot boom 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 boom, and then they showed the title of the.
Oh,
That
yeah,
would be a
yeah,
cool idea for since you're a cowboy, like bullets flying on the
yeah,
screen.
yeah.
Well, I'm trying to
Yeah.
figure out like some other options because to upgrade from the Looney Tunes one that I'm currently rocking for myself, and I'm also looking to make you one as well, King. And I have one in the works for Casey as well. I just need I was gonna talk to Theta on the side, but I'll spoil it
Oh.
now. Theta, you got to send me Casey's avatar guy. His
Yeah, for
character.
sure.
So that way,
I had to say thank you so much, man. I love the way that looks.
oh, what we're doing is because like all the assets and everything are uh, being made possible because of the viewers. We're hoping that, and we don't want to like put it out there too much, but anybody who supports the channel by donating to our Ko-Fi page will help get us different assets that we're going to be able to use for making our community art, and we're going to make our community smart. We're going to make ourselves smart. We're going to instead of just having like standard graphics that play with our music, we're going to eventually have an opening trailer. We're going to have some fun stuff that we're going to make. Also, for people who donate, we're going to be able to have more than just something like this image right here that we use for Dr. Fox, who donated to be able to pay for our stage. So eventually we're going to have things for the entire community. If you want to donate or help the show, make sure that you go to ko-fi.com/KJCowboyDan, or you can click, I believe if you have a smart device, you can click on the QR code, or you can just take a picture of it with your phone, unless you're watching from your phone. But so like what we're doing is we're gonna make everything possible the same way that they do it on PBS. The show is made possible by viewers like you.
Like me.
Like you. That's right. Because we are Theta, we are Miss Sparkles, and we are Casey.
We are family.
Indeed.
Don't say it too loud. Richard might hear you.
That's true. Sorry, my bad. I take it back.
And so
Viewers like you, thank you very much.
Yeah, viewers like you. And we're just doing this for fun. We're not monetized, so any support helps get new graphics and help move our show to the next level.
Yeah, we want to be Howard Stern and Joe Rogan. We'll be the exception to the rule in the near future. Don't worry.
Yeah, and we might even have
Yes.
a little bit of alien talk
We'll
as well.
strive there someday.
If we get hit that
Chameleon.
Joe Rogan status and we can absolutely bring on Bob Lazar, that'd be awesome.
Oh, I did a whole
Yeah,
episode
aliens.
on Bob Lazar.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Back I used to do a show. Well, I used to do a show with a couple of people called the Phenomenon Files, and we talk about like real life conspiracies and stuff, and then on the second half we talk about like movie monsters and rate them in the Tobin Spirit Guide, Ghostbusters. So like one of the episodes was all about Bob Lazar and the conspiracy, with him.
Fun. I love Bob Lazar. The
I
whole
do
Bob
too.
Lazar storyline. Probably one of the more creditable of.
I agree. Yeah.
And hopefully, I wrote down in my topics list. Hopefully, like one of the shows we do together, maybe on one of our collaborative efforts, I'm hoping to do a talk about the recent disappearances of the UFO scientists. Over 10 UFO scientists in 2 months have gone missing.
Yeah, I know. I have been following that.
Yeah,
You know, that
gone.
happened in China too. Like, it wasn't just here; it was also in China. Like, scientists were missing or left this world in
Yeah,
mysterious circumstances. Like it.
in mysterious circumstances. Maybe they're going to be recast.
Yes, playing the role of a Chinese a scientist will be
Brent Spiner will be recast as one of the scientists. Like I guarantee it.
one of the Chinese scientists will be played by Jeremy Piven from.
Well, wasn't he Brent
Entourage.
Spiner already one of the scientists
Yeah,
for
in Independence
in
Day.
Independence Day? Yeah. Mr. Limon, how are you doing today?
What's up, Lemon Pie? King Fruitcake himself. I do have one recasting that I was saving. I don't know if y'all have thought
We
about
got
it yet.
Mr. Richard Spake in the house. How you doing, Richard?
Did I tell you?
say family, and here he comes.
It says he says nuclear scientists are also disappearing. They hope they didn't go nuclear. They went nuclear.
I don't know if y'all remember, but on Roseanne, Becky was recast.
Oh, I was
Yes.
going to mention
Yes,
that.
she was.
Yeah.
She was.
Yes. So why don't with that note having been, I'm actually sending Richard a invite right now. If you want to join us, Richard, I've sent a invite to your Discord if you want to join us.
Hey, Jamie, love you.
So yeah, so we'll start off with with television, and since you mentioned Roseanne, from
Magic
Roseanne.
word.
Yeah, it's the magic word. Ah! So since you mentioned the character from Roseanne, and I was hoping to start with television actors as well. So you know why she was recast?
Wasn't it a contract dispute?
She wanted to go to school.
Yeah, I heard something about college, and the funny thing.
How dare her?
Yeah.
The funny thing that I really loved about it was that they even made fun of it on the show. They even broke the fourth wall and mentioned it on the show repeatedly.
Right.
Yeah.
So pretty much Lacey Garrison was recast by what's her name? I'm bad with names. Sarah Clark or Chalk,
yeah,
sorry.
yeah, that's
Sarah
right.
Chalk.
Sarah Chalk. She was also on Scrubs. Yeah.
Right, she was on Scrubs, exactly. And so Lacey Garrison and Sarah Chalk would bounce back and forth. Like, so she went to school, and when she wasn't doing classes, they would film an episode with Lacey Garrison. And when she was doing classes, Sarah Clark would take over. So you had two different Beckys with two different personalities.
Yeah.
And they didn't
What?
get rid of any
Really?
of them. They kept them on the show in the
Yeah.
original run,
Who
which
was
is
that?
crazy. Usually don't have that.
Even when
Yeah,
they
that is one of the weirdest recastings I think I've ever
Yeah,
seen.
because technically it's not a recast. It's more like a switcheroo.
Yeah, it's like a switcheroo. It's like
yeah.
who's the real Becky?
And in this case scenario, this is one of the very few cases where they didn't use twins in order to have two different people playing the same person consecutively during a series.
Yes, you're right.
Usually they'd have twins, particularly with younger actors and actresses. But in this case scenario, they just had fun with it.
No, they did the same thing with what's her name from Law and Order.
Yes.
The because the twin sister, the ADA was had a twin sister, and every now and again, because like when she got pregnant, her twin sister came in and took over her part, and the same thing happened when they did Crossing Jordan,
Yeah,
and so
and
yeah,
the same thing with Xander on Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
and you've got there was another. Shoot, what was the name of it? Oh man, I'm having a brain fart at the moment.
Technically, Jennifer Aniston on Friends, the stand-in for her, would in certain scenes, because I think she was shooting a movie or she just took a vacation at the time. But with the HD footage now, you could see the actress on screen. Like before, they used like they zoomed out or they made it kind of blurry because it was standard definition. They hit it very well. Now that it's HD, you can't do that. So you see another woman playing Jennifer Aniston's role on Friends. So that's a
Weird.
technicality, sort of, where it's a switcheroo, but it's her
Yeah,
stand-in
it's
slash
like her
extra.
double or something.
Yeah, so it technically counts as a recast slash a switcheroo situation.
Yeah,
Because she ended up coming back to work anyways. She didn't get fired.
Well, they do the same. They do recasting a lot on like soap operas, even if it's just for a short period of time. Because my mom, she loved Days of Our Lives and Another World.
Oh
And
yeah, I watch Days. I have to admit, I used to watch Days of Our Lives. When you do DJ work and you're working at night, daytime television's what you watch, right? So
yeah,
I watched Days of Our Lives, and oh, what was that? It was a supernatural sci-fi soap that was on right after Days of Our Lives.
yeah,
Passion.
my mom fell in love with that, uh, especially the living doll and how the actor passed away during the surgery. My mom cried for weeks after that. Passions was the name of it.
Yeah, Passions. So, soap operas had a lot of recastings. We're not going to necessarily be touching soap operas, but it's a very good example of where they recast a lot of people. Checking out chat real quick. Jamie quotes Jill, says regarding Roseanne and the Connors, maybe it was a contract situation and before the Connors was over. Just for laughs, I think in one season of the Connors, they had the original Becky return for a joke.
yeah, yeah. I remember that being a really big thing. My mom was really into Roseanne, so we that was one of the shows we followed growing up.
And we're reminded that originally television was in 4:3, but the screen aspect ratio was recast into 16:9.
Yeah. No, I'm still I refuse to watch the Connors because of what they did to Roseanne.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
Well,
I mean, that woman, Roseanne, made almost
Yeah.
all of them.
Yeah,
And,
she
yeah,
built that thing, and they turned her back on. They turned their back on her so quick.
they did, but they killed off Dan. his character, they killed him off in the end of the original show, giving him what do you call it?
Heart attack.
A heart attack.
Yeah, he
and
had a
killed
heart
him off.
attack.
And so when they did the Roseanne show and brought it back and before the Connors, before they renamed it to the Connors, they brought John Goodman back as Dan, and I was like, wait, they killed him though. The whole last season was him.
You're right. I didn't even
The
think
whole
about
last
that.
season was her living off of this inheritance money and from them killing him off. But then in Roseanne, they wrote it off like she was writing a story, and that last season didn't happen. It was a novel that she was writing.
Yeah.
Weird.
And
So if I remember,
I
didn't they
don't
also
remember that at all.
Didn't they also write out that it wasn't Roseanne's mom that was a lesbian, but it was her sister,
her sister, yeah.
and they changed that whenever they brought it back.
Yeah, they changed that. They gave her sister a lot of different storylines, from being abused, an abused wife, to being an alcoholic, to being a lesbian.
It was almost a situation like with Married with Children, where Amanda Beers got too much control, from what I remember anyway, and she kind of took over the show for a while.
Yeah.
Well, Amanda Beers is one of the. In all honesty, her character of Marcy, it's a wonder the phrase Karen isn't Marcy, because she was the prototype for what a Karen would end up being.
Agreed.
And and the sad thing is, she's that way in real life. She wasn't really
she
acting.
really is.
Yeah. She is that character in real life. A lot of characters get that. So Jamie said, "Who wants to recast Darlene?" And then she reminds us that technically Melissa Gilbert was Darlene, and somehow maybe somebody wanted to, let's say, recast her as a different Darlene. I think it'd be a different character altogether.
Oh, for sure. Melissa Gilbert made Darlene. What she was. She's
So
kind
if you're gonna,
when I think of Darlene, I think of Edward Furlong, like as the male version of Darlene. You know, John Connor from Terminator 2. Because I think they dated for a while too.
Did they?
I think so.
I thought she was she played for the other team.
She may have.
You want me to look it up?
Maybe it was just they were hanging out.
Please, that'd be a fun little fact. So in television, I'm not sure if you've well, it's not really television, I suppose, really more Netflix based streaming television, but they recently did a remake of Interview with the Vampire.
Oh God.
And Bailey Bass was cast as a teenage vampire, and now the story goes two ways. One, that she had contract issues, and the other goes that a certain company that's been known to harass movie companies and video game companies, we're not going to mention Sweet Baby Inc., but blackmailed AMC to recast her with Delaney Haley's, and so went from a girl mid show, a white girl, to an African American girl mid show. One episode, and then another episode she was played by somebody of a completely different race, and they race swapped, and hoping nobody would notice. Normally people don't care when you do a recasting in certain
Yeah.
case scenarios. But it turned out to be a big issue, and some would say it killed the series on the streaming network for Interview with the Vampire.
The series was bad already.
And just to add,
The early one.
I did find that Sarah Gilbert and Edward Furlong.
Oh, Sarah Gilbert? She
did-
wrote
did-
Melissa Gilbert.
did-
I put Melissa Gilbert.
did date during
Oh, okay. So I put Melissa
1992 to
Gilbert.
1994.
Yeah, so I read it wrong. They said Melissa Gilbert in the chat, so that's why I put. I didn't know what her name was.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
apologize. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
it's okay. We all have
Who's
problems
Melissa
with names.
Gilbert, though?
Melissa Gilbert is also an actress.
Little House on the Prairie.
Yeah, because they said she dated
Little
Tom
House
Cruise
on
and
the
stuff.
Prairie.
So I
Yeah,
was like,
Little
okay.
House. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, okay.
All right. Hey, now
Yeah,
we all know.
I would think that she played for the other team too. Maybe she does now. Yeah.
So, is there any television recastings that you want to mention real quick? 'Cause,
I've got a couple.
all right, Casey.
Well, when I was a kid, one of the biggest shows on TV was Dallas.
Oh yeah.
And people used to tune in every week
Yep.
because they wanted to see the Ewings and what they were up to.
Who shot JR?
Yeah, I wish they'd have kept him dead, but actually, the person I want to talk about is somebody that I didn't want to see go, but they tried it anyway. And that was the woman that played, I believe her character name was Miss Ellie, the matriarch of the family. And patriarch. The matriarch. And she was played by a woman. She's got a really odd name. Anna Maria Belgidis, who was. I did a little research, and before that, she was very big on the stage. And she joined the cast when it started. And I forget the year they said, but there was a contract dispute with her, so they decided they would recast, and they recast with none other than Donna Reed, and talented actress Donna Reed was. Fans hated it because they realized it immediately. They hated it so much that the ratings dropped almost immediately, and they finally had to bring Miss Balgetti's back because they were losing too much viewership. Along the same lines, we have then there was the Dukes of Hazzard.
Dukes of Hazzard.
Another Friday
Why
show.
I'm here? Sorry. I got
With the
distracted.
Dukes of Hazzard, you're referring to when they introduced the cousins.
Yeah, coin pants because there was a royalty dispute over merchandising because the show was so much more popular than anybody ever expected.
Yeah.
Right. So I would definitely put that as an honorary mention, by the way, because they are fresh individual characters meant to replace characters. But very good call, and that does fall under our category, what we call the Tory category that we mentioned earlier.
Yeah. I just have the Dan from Bewitched.
No, Darren.
I thought it was
Darren. Yes.
Darren. Okay. Dan was his real name, I think.
Okay, so Darren from Bewitched. This is one of the most classic case scenarios. Nobody cared. Nobody really noticed.
Yeah.
Probably because
And they look so similar. You never noticed. That's the thing.
New girl. Is one okay? Never mind. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just realized
That's
I
all
thought
right.
I was didn't think of one the whole time.
Oh yeah.
And you finally thought of one.
So Dick York is the actor that you're
Dick
thinking of.
York, that's right.
Dick York. Nobody really noticed the difference, even though Dick York and Dick Sargent have two completely different faces.
Yeah, that's right. They're two dicks. That's
Right. So playing. Yes.
It's always the best. So there's two.
Ladies and gentlemen, I promise you this is not a Pornhub broadcast.
OnlyFans.
Sorry.
OnlyFans, yes.
I'm sorry.
So the two
Gotta get up
dicks.
with the times, you know.
Yeah, so Dick York and Dick Sargent, they nobody really cared, but at the time when Dick York was on the show, it was black and white, and as mentioned earlier, on a 4:3 screen aspect ratio, where most people didn't have a TV bigger than 17 inches or 13 inches, I guess. And then you had those people like my family who had a TV built into a what looked like a liquor cabinet.
Over their
nobody
bar.
cared that the first dick left for another dick. Nobody cared
It was.
Well, yeah.
Why is Dick short for Richard?
because
Yeah,
somebody thought that
why
was a
it-
good idea.
Yeah, I never got that either.
Instead of
Like,
Rich or Richie, right?
Yeah.
No,
Well, there's also
it's-
Rich, Richie, but
Ricky.
Dick. I mean, where do you
Yeah.
get Dick?
I guess it's better than eggplant.
Yeah. I had a bus driver who had a big
Dick
belt
and
buckle with some Dick on it because his name was.
I've
Richard.
always thought about that too, because Dick Grayson was Robin. I was always like, okay, his name is Richard Grayson, but
Mhm.
they call him Dick Great. Like,
It should have been
as a
Rich or
kid,
Richie,
it
but-
just went right over my head. I don't know. I just never got that. Why?
So you know why fans did not really complain
Oh.
about the changeover on top of the screen aspect ratio and smaller TVs and being black and white. And by the time the people noticed Dick Sargent wasn't Dick York, it was because they actually worked it into the storyline. Now,
Really?
Samantha's mother, also a witch.
Yeah. That okay.
Yeah,
I see where you're
I didn't
going.
really I liked I Dream of Jeannie.
Yeah,
I did too. She was Barbara Eden was
Barbara
yeah,
Eden.
beautiful.
They
My grandma
wanted,
looked like her.
oh man,
Beautiful.
No wonder. Says a lot. Sorry. So Dick York ended up having some medical issues with his problems with his back. And so
Oh.
he backed away from the show. Well, the network had purchased so many episodes for into that second season. So they had no choice but to recast. And it turned out to be a very successful recasting, where unlike a similar situation when they had over contract disputes regarding lore, Henry Cavill was recast by Liam Hemsworth for The Witcher.
Huh.
And while they both have kind of that brutish, manly look, it was a major difference, and fans complained when they
Oh yeah,
recast
I
Henry
did. I
Cavill.
stopped watching
Oh yeah.
because the biggest reason why I liked it was the fact that I knew that Henry Cavill, who was a massive fan, was standing up for. That's not how he would react, especially when they wanted him to make a joke about Roach dying. And he's like, no, one of the one things in all of the world that Geralt actually loved was that horse Roach. And it goes back to the whole thing of when your writer's room doesn't have people who know the lore and love the lore. That's where you're
And
at.
when the products for men and you have women writers who can't write for men. I'm not saying women can't write like a
I know. I get what
I
you're
do
saying.
feel
What
like
I'm
there's
saying
truth
is-
within the like everybody's has like
It's harder for
there's
them
truth
though.
in the lies.
The
and I
problem
do-
is they need to take criticism the right way, and obviously this is what happens.
And they get
when
too emotional instead
they
of
get
logical.
upset when you tell them they're wrong. AKA, you have sip
Do
men in the writers' room too,
Yeah.
who don't
Yeah.
question it.
Do they?
Yeah, they do.
I do think that maybe also though I do think that there's always truth within the lies, and they said that he was very he like would go play games during filming. They said that he was very controlling and not
Who's
like
very controlling?
whatever his name is, the guy who
Henry
is the
Cavill.
Witcher.
Henry Cavill? Oh, okay.
Yeah, you always got to take,
See,
like I said, there's always truth within the lies. There's always, so I always think there's two sides to
Yeah,
every story.
Well, the thing
Yeah.
with that, okay, what had happened with that was that the director and the producers was trying to discredit him, and they were going around saying all kinds of shit. But the people who worked on the set came forward and said, "That's not true. This is what happened." Boom, 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 boom.
God,
they said-
look how you're so thought going. Yeah, oh sorry.
And he goes, because I think it was the director and the head writer was bitching about the fact that he was always trying to intimidate them. And the people that worked on the set came out and said the only times anything could be considered intimidating from Henry Cavill was whenever he would get upset, whenever he would receive a script, and he had already told them, "Hey, this doesn't fit the lore."
Yeah, Henry Cavill was a stickler for lore, and it's one of the reasons why he was very cautious about joining the Marvel universe for Wolverine. And so, like, he said, "You know what? I'll just do a cameo, but I'm not about to
try to fill the boots.
Yeah. And Henry Cavill even says, he said in an interview, he says, "I'm too tall to play Wolverine."
Exactly.
Yeah, but for
that's
the right money,
the kind of actor we need to play these kind of parts.
Yeah, but they're not gonna get a short guy to play Wolverine. Hollywood's too image based.
Wolverine's character canonically is 5'4".
Yeah, but they're not gonna do that.
3, but around there.
Like Tom Cruise, right? In every movie that they do with him, do you think that they're gonna say he's a midget? No, they're gonna say he's 6'5".
Even though Tom Cruise
larger
walks
than
around
life.
in public with risers in his shoes.
They want women and men to go see the film, so they want a big brute, like a big, hunk of a man, if you will, to go watch these movies. So they want the women to go for that, and they want the men to go for the comics. So.
The same thing goes for who has a lazy eye in Hollywood? I'm trying to remember. What was it? Oh my God! It was an actor that had they had to shoot around. I think.
I thought you were talking about the actress from that one actress who was in SNL forever.
Yeah, so they do camera tricks on certain actors.
Forrest Whitaker.
Forrest Whitaker and other actors.
Good call,
they would
Richard,
shoot it in a way where the eye doesn't look, sleepy or lazy.
And he got an Academy Award for what was it? The King's
The Last King of Scotland.
The Last King of Scotland. Yeah.
So I'm just saying that. Look, I agree with you. They should have Wolverine be exactly how he's depicted in the comics, but they're not going to do that because it's Hollywood.
Because literally, what it would look like is it like in Wolverine, Deadpool and Wolverine, where he gets off of that stool and he's like almost the size of the stool.
Oh yeah,
it does look funny.
It does look funny.
He should be wider too, though. Like in the comics, he's not only short, but he's also like he's wide. Like he's a brooding, But
honorable mention when it comes to Wolverine. You know who was shorter and wider than Wolverine?
Who?
A fellow teammate of his.
Punk.
Puck, yeah.
Puck was.
You know what's funny? I remember in the Wizard magazine when they were trying before the Marvel movie craze and all this stuff happened. The dream casting for Wolverine. Guess who it was? Danny DeVito.
Yeah, Danny DeVito.
Oh my God! Yeah, Danny DeVito. That hunk of man
I still have that Wizard magazine.
Real quick, I'd like to acknowledge chat real quick. Jamie says, I'm just glad to see Miss Sparkles is here. Me too.
Yes, me too.
And
Miss Sparkles is always
wants to let you know that you look beautiful.
Am I always a delight? Yeah, I know. I tried to grow my hair and it looks all messy. You never
And,
know.
It looks gorgeous.
And you have some other fans of yours in the house.
And
as
I
well.
love your glove
Let's
too.
say hello to the
Oh,
one and
my-
only
it's my hat.
Cornelius, the
I know,
Time
but it
Lord.
looks like a cool glove.
Cornelius.
Hello, Cornelius. Cornelius.
Yeah. Yeah. We originally started out where he was enemies with my oldest friend online, and then now we're buddies. Yeah.
Cool.
Hey, when it comes down to doctors, this is my favorite recasting of in the Doctor Who universe is Cornelius, the Time Lord. So
Oh, I didn't know that's what it's from.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Going back to Marvel, quick. Since we were talking about Wolverine, why not talk about his contemporary, his buddy, Deadpool?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Wade Wilson,
Yep.
Wade Wilson.
who in X-Men Origins Wolverine,
Mhm.
contrary to popular belief, right? Everybody thought Ryan Reynolds was just Deadpool. No, he was not.
No.
There was another actor who played him. He shared the role.
Yeah.
This is a rare occasion too for a movie where it's not a recasting, it's a switcheroo situation
Switcheroo.
Yeah.
where they share the role.
Yeah.
Right.
Because after that it was Ryan Reynolds. So anything post
I hate Ryan
X-Men Origins Wolverine, it's just Ryan Reynolds going solo.
Yeah.
But he was, I mean, obviously.
He was,
He
but
was
there was another
in-
actor
Yeah.
in
But
the
that was
scene where
only
he had his
for,
mouth
Yeah, I
sewn.
remember being another actor. I do.
Yeah.
That, if I remember right, that was because Ryan Reynolds couldn't do all the martial arts. and
Yeah,
sword
it was
stuff.
it was his stunt double.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm glad that they credit the guy because if it was any
Yeah.
other circumstance, he would have been uncredited.
I think
So-
that was because of Ryan Reynolds.
It partly was.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds pushed for it. Also, like they didn't give him enough time to learn the stunts, and there was also insurance
Yeah,
reasons
that
as well.
whole movie, the way that it was put together was just like it was like a kid putting just scraps of paper and glue on another piece of paper, like
Origins went through the
stacking it.
cutting board several times before it even hit production. Like the script was one of those. They had a script, and then they sent it to the committee. Then they cut it, and then they rewrote it, and then they sent it back to the committee. Then they rewrote it and rewrote it. By the way, Miss Sparkles, you have another fan in the house of yours, the one and only Piranha Pound. She says,
Yeah, I know. I love Piranha.
Oh,
"You
Piranha.
got yourself Thought Goblin, Sparkle.
I am a
I
Thought
have
Goblin,
16
yeah.
jokes ready to go. LOL."
Piranha.
Yeah.
When are we gonna play some more turtles? We gotta finish my gnarly run.
She's my wifey. You can't have her. Sorry.
Oh no, come on, let me borrow.
Borrow her? That's so bad. Let me borrow her.
You can say anything you want, Piranha. Absolutely. Anything you want.
I'm not sensitive at all. She should know that. Like I'm a ninja. Wow.
Piranha Pout is the most amazing Turtles player I've ever seen. She plays April O'Neil like nobody's business.
Well, then we got to get her on our next turtle game that we play.
Yeah,
I'm more of a woman.
Technically- Another example of like a recasting, even though it's technically a switcheroo, would be the Riddler in the '66
Ivy.
Batman show, where he originally was played. What was his name? Frank Gorsh. Did I say that
yeah,
right?
Fred Gorshin. Yeah,
Yeah, Frank Gorshin was. Damn,
He
was fun.
played the
Yeah.
in the Batman.
Riddler.
He played Hugo Strange, which is pretty cool.
Hugo Strange.
He
I was
ended up
gonna say
playing
Hugo.
him.
Oh,
That was
that's
his final
right.
role. That was his final
Yeah.
role before he passed away, and they recasted him for obvious reasons.
yeah,
Um,
that's right. I forgot
so
about
he played
that.
two Batman characters. So what
That's
happened was
awesome.
like they got Gomez Adams. I forgot the actor's name.
Johnny
Yeah.
Aston.
Raul Julia.
No, this is the
Johnny
No,
Aston.
the
Oh,
original
that's easy. That
TV,
was
the black and white show.
60s, dude, not from the
okay,
90s.
the one
What
in
was
the
that, Casey?
That was Johnny Aston.
Yes,
Oh,
that's the father of the guy that played Samwise Gamgee.
Oh,
Yeah, because
Sean
Juilliard
Astin?
would be super old when he died in that night. Like he would be 70 if that was the case. So
that was Sean Astin's
Dad, yeah.
dad. Wow, I never knew
And
that.
believe it or not, he's still alive.
wow, Didn't know
Mr.
that.
Astin is still alive. He's the only surviving cast member of the TV show, if I remember.
Of the
right.
Adams Family. Wow.
What's
Yeah.
crazy about
Well,
that story is
Speaking
that
of Batman, though, they recast Rachel, from Katie Holmes. into Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, that was not a good
I don't like Maggie
recasting.
Gyllenhaal.
Yeah,
But
I didn't
the
like
story-
it. I didn't like either of them, honestly.
The story
So-
with the Riddler, though, it's a very infamous story. Frank Gorshin, he claimed, "Oh, I left because I needed to work on my club," aka him and his manager wanted more money. Like
Yeah.
he doesn't say that.
Same.
He sticks to the story. I was busy working on my club, which is not true.
Yeah,
He
You
wanted
also
him
had
and
the
his
same
team
thing
wanted
happen
more
with
money.
Batgirl.
So they said, "Fuck it, we'll get Gomez Adams," because and also to tell him, "Hey, if you try to give
and they
us
called
money,
and they're like, "Hey, Gomez."
yeah." So
Well,
for
the
2
same thing
episodes,
happened-
Gomez was in the show as Riddler.
So
Yeah.
the same thing happened with Catwoman. That's why Julie Newmar and Aretha Kitt and what's her name?
There
all
was
were-
3 women. who
Eartha
played.
Kitt, not
Eartha
Aretha
Kitt
Franklin.
and Julie Newmar and
Lee Merriweather.
who?
Yeah.
Lee Merriweather was the third.
Lee
Yeah,
Merriweather.
yeah, that's right.
3 women played it, and they found a way in the to retcon it to why there are 3 individual women playing Catwoman.
Yes. In
Mhm.
the animated Adam West movies for the second, they have that.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
They,
love the fact that they had William Shatner do Two-Face
yeah,
because
Yeah.
they originally said that they wanted William Shatner to play Two-Face, but they could never pull it off. So
that would have been cool. That would have been really cool. Definitely would have been better than the Tommy Lee Jones one. we
Tommy
got.
Lee
Yeah,
Jones.
Tommy
wasn't
Lee
even
Jones was
supposed to be.
terrible.
He wasn't supposed to be because if you remember in the original Batman movie when
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
introduced Harvey Dent,
That's another one. Yeah,
he was played
exactly.
by.
Billy D. Williams.
Billy D.
Lando
Williams.
Calrissian. I can't think.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lando
That's
Calrissian.
that's why in the Bruce Timm Batman cartoon, Harvey Dent was a black dude,
Yes.
and because they based the characters off of the people
For
that
Batman
they-
'89. Yeah.
And
also, go
now,
ahead, man.
one of the things with Tommy Lee Jones in the Batman movies, where they replaced him, they had Tommy Lee Jones and Jim Carrey. I'm sorry,
They
those
hated each
two
other.
stole
Well, not each other.
that.
He hated Tommy Lee hated
Yeah, Tommy Lee hated Jim Carrey. It's
Oh,
and
yeah,
vice
but they
versa.
stole
They
that
hated
movie.
each other.
They
No,
stole
it-
that
I heard him,
movie.
like
I,
I hated him.
I
didn't
watched
he?
that movie over and over again just to see the way that the two of them interacted in that movie because I thought it was such
Yeah, but
good.
Tommy Lee Jones was terrible as Two-Face. All he was doing was a shitty Jack Nicholson impression.
I mean, to be fair, Jim Carrey was a horrible Riddler.
Oh
I
no,
mean,
he was terrible too.
I mean, the
Could've-
whole movie was just it was awful.
But what was that? Schumacher?
Yeah, that
those
was when
Schumacher movies.
Schumacher jumped in.
You know,
but it wasn't as bad as Batman and Robin with George.
Oh no, that
Clooney.
was
Arnold
bad.
He was-
Schwarzenegger as Ice.
Yeah,
Mr. Freeze.
Mr.
Mr.
Freeze.
Freeze.
Amazing.
Yeah, and Uma Thurman
He should have been
as,
Bane.
Poison Ivy, and then funny
supposed to be.
thing, my mom went to school with the guy who played Bane, Tank
Yeah,
Abbott, I think is his name. He actually played that big. I mean, that's how he really
Mom went
looked.
to school with the guy who played Bane. Now, was it in the dark? I was born in the dark.
I think he wished that he
No. No, he had a brother, but yeah, he sadly passed away shortly after that movie.
Before we continue on to movies, because now
Fat
that we mentioned
nipples.
movies,
Can we
Yeah.
say my thing?
we had the Batman franchise has had a lot of Batman recastings.
Yeah.
And for the first 4 movies that sets them in the same universe, if you think about it, is the same actor who played Commissioner Gordon and the same actor who played Alfred was in all 4 of those movies.
Mm-hmm.
and which is actually one of the only few things that I kind of approved of. But at the same time, it's like really okay. I'm not a big fan of reboots. So the fact that they just tried to keep the cinematic storyline going in a sense was okay with me. And plus, being in comic books, I'm used to different artists drawing a character, and Batman always tends to look different when you pull in a different artist. So one of our last television series is that we're going to talk about is That 70s Show.
Oh,
Okay.
can I mention just a few honorable mentions?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Go ahead. Before
I wanted to mention Raiden from the Mortal Kombat series. I was recast in Annihilation, the second one, the crappy one.
Yeah.
It was an awful. They went from Highlander to Sex in the City. To the casting of Raiden. Then there was also the Kyle Reese in the future versions in Terminator Genesis. Jai Courtney's.
So wait. Are you pro Christoph Lambert playing Raiden, or are you against Christoph Lambert?
I'm actually pro. I mean, I know that he's not Chinese or anything, but he had a charisma about him.
See, I'm not a person who poo-poos on race swapping. See, if you're a good actor,
exactly,
you can play anybody. That's why I'm like
he made me laugh whenever he had that line. He was like the tournament to save the world.
My favorite line he did was when he said, "Exactly," and that just hit just perfectly.
But there were so many funny lines too that he had. Like he made it his own character, and I loved how he did that.
Yeah.
I want to also mention before we move on, obviously Back to the Future 2, Crispin Glover. They switched him out, and there was a whole thing about that.
We are going to be covering Back to the Future.
Okay. Well, then I want to say also they recast Clarice from Silence of the Lambs.
She was
with Julianne Moore.
Yeah.
You know why that happened, right?
No.
All right. They sent the script to Judy Foster, and she read it, and she said, "No, I'm not doing this because this basically turned Clarice into a weak fangirl,
a victim." Yeah,
and she did not.
That makes sense.
Didn't want to do it.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So they had to recast.
Oh, and also they recast Agent Smith with that. I don't even know his name. But
in the fourth
Matrix, they recast him, and
Morpheus too. They recast him.
And Morpheus too,
which was pretty messed up that they did that to Lawrence.
Yeah, I was not a big fan of the fourth Matrix movie.
I honestly, I still haven't seen the whole thing.
It was a failed fan grab.
It pissed me off so much, but
but you know why that movie was made, right? That was a negotiation for Keanu Reeves to play Constantine again. That's why he did it. He did it.
Yeah.
All he wanted to do.
That's why the whole movie was made.
And we still haven't gotten that Constantine movie. I'm waiting
because basically had this DC universe. They're going to put Keanu Reeves as,
which I think is amazing. I loved him as Constantine,
yeah,
and I think Shia LaBeouf should come back as the Angel.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think so. They should do that.
It was the original was first one was really good. I'm waiting for the second Constantine movie that they keep on teasing us with. But
that's why I included it in some of my.
When it comes down to the DC videos. Vertigo storylines, Constantine was one of the ones that I like to read on a regular basis.
But that's all I got.
Yeah, we have a shout out for the shitty Resident Evil movies. Now the Mila Jovovich movies were had nothing to do with the original storyline.
No,
it was all fan fiction at that point.
But when I got into Resident Evil, the games, it was all because of Mila Jovovich.
Oh, really?
You know, so like
She's hot, man. She's
I
hot.
remember renting the game in 1999 when it came out, and I mean, I'm still a survival horror obsessive right now.
Oh, your survival horror.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, man.
survival horrors.
I'm telling you, Mila
Or
is
survive.
hot, and that's all there was to it. As soon as I saw her show up, I was like, I want to watch this now. Leave me alone.
Like
Girl,
Highlander 2, there is no fourth Matrix film.
Miss Sparkles has the original Cowboy Dan adult toy.
No, it's called the
Yeah.
perfect husband. But he's deflating for some reason. I'm gonna.
Well, that happens to us all. That happens to us all.
Yeah.
When you get to a certain
No, blur it. We can't
What,
see
but
it
what?
on TV.
What? He's deflating.
To get your own KJ Cowboy Dan adult toy, all you need to do is go to.
His head's more see-through than the body. It's kind of weird.
Oh God.
or as we also
Is-
call
is-
it, part
is,
of
uh,
the planet.
Yeah.
Is his I forget what you call it. I guess his
Bell.
intake is it in his rear?
No,
I don't think we want to know that.
Oh,
Sure.
it's in his back. Okay, that's
I
all
don't
right.
think we-
Then. Okay.
So, our final of the television series mentions was that 70s show. Now, I don't know how many of you guys religiously watched that 70s show.
I did. I
I
did.
did.
Yeah.
All
It was
right.
Awesome.
So, Lori Foreman was recast with. Okay, so yeah, the character Lori Foreman
The
on
sister,
that 70s
yeah.
show. She was originally played by Lisa Robin Kelly. Very attractive woman, and she was recast with Christina Moore. They wanted somebody that was that could pull off less. They wanted somebody who had a less.
Sultry, like
Well, they wanted somebody who looked less pure and was able to pull off the slutty kind of.
slutty. Yeah.
You know,
I
to a
was-
cer-
I missed it.
Yeah.
What can you
Uh,
And
Yeah.
so they had her recast. There was other reasons as well. Pretty much they wanted, there was money involved. There was also from what I understand, there were personal reasons that they didn't like the original actress didn't like certain parts of the script because she didn't want to play a slutty character. Which makes me just ask the question: why do you audition for a role that you don't
Yeah.
want?
exactly. But no, I honestly, I can understand when you get into Hollywood. I mean, not that I've ever been in Hollywood, but just acting in general, you're kind of trying to get your resume built up, so whatever you can get, you kind of have to take, when you're starting out and building your resume and trying to get your SAG cards and stuff like that. It is really hard to make it in Hollywood. It's only like, 1% of people that go out there are actually going to get a career as a
right. But in that case scenario, it's like getting a job at McDonald's. You're going to get yourself a job just to have yourself your first job. But in this case scenario, you are, in my opinion, when you are an actor or an actress, what you're doing is you're cementing yourself in the character as a.
I agree.
And it's like having a statue made of you. Right.
Yeah.
And imagine if the model that was used to make Michelangelo decided, well, I just don't like the fact that I'm naked standing there in a public square.
Well, I agree with indirect Soder. It's money and recognition. So when you're out there, you're basically like you're bussing tables, or you have another job on the side trying to keep your rent paid, because it's expensive out there in Hollywood. So you really need like those jobs, and so you kind of have to take any. I mean, that's why you see so many stories of people having these casting couch stories because they get so desperate for fame and money, recognition to get on their resume that they do things that they're not proud of later in life.
Yeah, but sometimes
And so
So Lisa Robbins only played the character for less than a season, and then she was missing for a while, and they just kind of didn't acknowledge sister. Then they brought her back, played by Christina Moore, and they established this Kelso arc. Topher Grace being her brother, and then Ashton Kutcher being a side lover of hers.
Yeah.
You know. And
I thought Ashton Kutcher was very hot. But
a lot of women did, you know. I
I
mean,
know they did. I don't know. I like Dirty Boys, like more rugged. He's too like I don't know.
pretty boy type.
Chat,
Yeah.
take notes, chat. She's telling you what she likes.
I really did like his. He really surprised me in the Butterfly Effect with his acting.
I like the Butterfly Effect. And I don't know if people
Yeah.
do.
Butterfly Effect, great movie.
I completely. He really changed the way I looked at Ashton Kutcher.
I
after
wasn't
that.
a fan of the sequel that they made.
No, me either.
You know, I'd rather watch
that
Donnie
that
Darko
should have never
sequels.
been made. Just like S. Darko.
Yeah.
That should have never been made. There's so many movies that they should have just stopped with the first one. It's an independent story. Do not make another one. Just like Crow City of Angels, and the rest of the Crow.
It goes back to the conversation we had the other night. I believe it was on your show, Theta, that they have cookie cutters, and once you get once you have a cookie cutter, you want to make a franchise out of it because Hollywood's afraid to buy new ideas.
Yeah,
and so what they're going to do is reboot, recast, regender, race swap, and do the whole thing just so that way they can have their cookie cutter franchise. We're just going to pop the chocolate chips out of the chocolate chip cookies and replace them with raisins, and you're not going to notice.
I'll notice,
that
but most people won't. Yeah, you're right.
one of the things that
was bad. That was bad. You're bad. That was bad. I'm not even going to repeat it.
that 70s show. And the fact that they're doing the revival of the 80s or is it the 90s that they're doing on a streaming service where they brought them all back. I know that the main character they had him go off the show, but who was the actress that they had to throw her off the show because she got into drugs?
That could be a lot of people, honestly.
Well, they did that. They did
Yeah,
that for a
that could
minute
be
on
anybody's
Family
guess.
Ties on Family Ties.
That's a good call. I don't know which woman you're talking about though, because that has happened several times.
Yeah,
because I know Plato got kicked off of Different Strokes.
Dana Plato. Yeah,
because she had gotten into drugs and promiscuous sex and everything else, and it was starting to come out, and they basically fired her from the show.
Didn't she die of a drug overdose as well?
Which makes you wonder: is it
died.
the woman or is it the people that are on the casting couch that are
Feeding
that are
her.
trying to get her to do things, and maybe she didn't do it, and so they
No,
started.
Dana Plato. She actually talked about it. Was what got her thrown off the show was the fact that she had gotten
she admitted to it.
She gotten into that stuff, and because somebody asked her if she blamed them for basically turning their backs on her, and she's like, no, she had went to rehab multiple times during the off when they weren't filming and all this other stuff, that she was spiraling, and yes, she died from a drug overdose.
That's sad.
And she had done a couple of porno movies.
Yeah, that's an interesting fact to say.
The woman who goes,
That's an interesting fact.
Because she needed the money at the time, and she died living in a RV.
Oh, poor. That's sad.
This is
lovely family entertainment, guys, don't you think?
Hey, it's one of those things
On the
that
show? No.
a lot of people don't get just how messed up the TV industry is, and how, I mean, especially when it comes to child actors.
I believe eventually we're King and I are going to be talking about the Nickelodeon situation.
Oh yeah.
I thought you were gonna say,
There's a
Dan, that we were gonna talk about former actors and actresses that go into the adult film industry.
Yeah.
Do
I know,
drugs
right?
because of
That's
this
happened a
comment,
lot.
but you know,
That's happened a lot. But regarding how messed up
Has
the entertainment industry is, we're definitely going to be probably talking about
That,
the
wasn't there
Nickelodeon
just a
situation as
documentary
well as
like
others.
in
Yeah,
the
Quiet
last
on the
2
Set.
years
That's what you're
about that
talking about.
Nickelodeon
Quiet on the Set.
situation?
Quiet on
Quiet
the
on
Set.
the Set was one of them. Yeah.
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 Oh,
Oh yeah.
don't say
Speaking of
that.
which, Different Strokes. Because she
Different Strokes.
died, right? They did
Yeah.
Fox did a movie, a TV movie, right? Of Different Strokes years later. They recasted her for obvious reasons. It was a different actress. So
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
though it's technically a movie, it's a TV movie.
It was like one of those
Yeah.
Different Strokes reunion movies or
Yeah,
whatever.
but it didn't have the original actress playing her, so they had another
Right.
actress play her.
Honorable mention for the boomers out there, if you're listening. Clayton Moore was the original Lone Ranger. He was recast for John Hart, and then Clayton Moore returned to the role of the Lone Ranger. You might remember him from, I believe, The Fugitive, the TV series The Fugitive, back in 1954.
Now, don't
And-
forget, he also, because he was so dedicated to the kids, he never showed up in public without. At first, he would wear the Lone Ranger mask until they told him he couldn't wear that, so he started wearing those wraparound black sunglasses.
Right.
And yeah, it was pretty something else.
Yeah.
I actually met him.
But that's our honorable mention for older TV series as well as the Lone Ranger. I thought we'd be amiss if we didn't mention, since we started off with Darren to a certain degree, that we also wanted to end with the Lone Ranger, something some of the older generation might recommend. Now, we were talking a lot about movies, and I think that movies is our big talking point one of our big talking points of the thing. And I said earlier, I told Theta to hold off on the Back to the Future conversation.
Oh,
Now, Theta,
I didn't hear
you
you.
can
Sorry.
open this. You can open this one up, but before you do, I want to just give an honorary mention about Back to the Future. Eric Stoltz was supposed to be Marty McFly, and they recast him weeks into filming.
Yeah, they had already shot, like, what was it, 6 weeks worth of footage with him.
Yeah, they had it like 1/3 of the way, almost 1/3 of the way filmed, and then they went a different way, partly because of they couldn't get Michael J. Fox because of his television show,
Family Ties.
Family Ties.
Yeah, but I thought it was also the fact that Eric Stoltz and Christopher Lloyd, they just didn't have the chemistry that they were looking for. Like Eric
I was
Stoltz
going to talk
playing
about
Marty
that,
McFly
Theta.
in a
Does
very
that count? Does that
what's that?
technically count? Eric Stoltz, because technically he is in the original first movie. Some of his scenes are still in it, just not shown in the face when he's driving the DeLorean. That's Eric Stoltz. That's not Michael J. Fox.
Yeah.
So technically, it's sort of a recasting / switcheroo, even though it kind of isn't.
Yeah.
What would you call that?
I
Dan?
wasn't being. I was bringing up Crispin Glover.
Oh, yeah, Crispin Glover too.
I just wanted to introduce into Back to the Future with Eric Stoltz. Now you can,
because Eric Stoltz is the quintessential switcheroo type of thing. That
they shot his scenes.
He's the most. Yeah, exactly. He's the most famous. He's the most famous actor that didn't make it in a Hollywood, blockbuster because he got recast. But I would call that a recasting because even though it wasn't even though it wasn't put out, it wasn't a final film that was actually put out and then made a sequel or anything. They did shoot 6 weeks worth of footage with him, and then they recast him. Even though we didn't get to see it on our end, it was on the set.
And if
So.
They didn't hate me, but I don't like Back to the Future.
There's to each their
if
own,
they
right?
wanted to complete that film
each their
using
own.
AI, if they wanted to finish it with AI putting a Fox, they actually technically could, because they basically, it's like, what is it, 80% finished of it?
I think from what I understand that they
right?
went through they had and going into editing production a third of it by the time they had because they were editing and filming at the same time. So and they said that according to the article I read, it was over a third of the way complete through editing when they brought in Stoltz.
One of the things that
I mean, when they got rid of Stoltz, sorry.
I know that they were saying that
Take care, DJ Play Nice. Thank you for coming in.
By the way, to answer DJ Play Nice's question, this is our second show, and yes, Miss Sparkles is here. She's simulcasting. We told her simulcast. Let your following know that you're here. So that way.
Today's the first time I ever did that. I ever streamed on my channel.
Yeah. So thank you for joining us tonight, by the way. We do appreciate it. And do all the things that DJ Play Nice wants you to do. Make sure you hit that button and let everybody know that you're watching.
Yeah.
But yeah, one of the things I know with Kristen Glover, there was a lawsuit about it.
Yeah, and he won.
And
I think you were.
It was about using his likeness because they made him look bad as far as he was concerned, and they used his likeness by making and actually it was precedenting too because of that lawsuit, like using somebody's likeness in film in the lines of so much makeup to make the guy look just like him.
Yeah, that was
and flipped him upside down.
Well, they used his prosthetic
like, flying around by his feet.
Talking about it.
Yeah, that was
with SD back then. You wouldn't know.
Yeah, I didn't know. I mean, I just thought it was the same guy.
Yeah, a lot of people did.
Yeah,
and I mean, even the press back then, like Starlog and Fangora and CinemaScape, the only time they really reported on it was after the lawsuit was over and done with, and they had to talk about it. And it's kind of like what happened with what's his name, Bale, and the stuff that came out with him. That had happened behind the scenes, and the fact that they tried to cover up what happened to him. And it wasn't until much later that the public outcry was loud enough. They wanted to know what the hell was going on. And they had to admit to some shit. And when the whole thing of, because when say his name again, please.
Crispin Glover.
Yeah, Crispin Glover. His lawsuit can't. Well, a lot of people didn't believe that he did it because Hollywood had done this in the past multiple times when an actor either died in the middle of filming. They had to have a body double come in, and they put prosthetics on them, or they would obscure their face or whatever. Most famously, Plan 9 from Outer Space when they did it with Bela Lugosi. That's a one from the black and white age that most people, they've heard of Plan 9 from Outer Space as being one of the.
I was going to bring that up, yeah.
But
we still need to watch that sometime on Cosmic Data Theater.
And
yeah, that'd be a good idea for us to actually go for it. Theta, that'd be
Yeah.
great.
but what happened with Glover had happened multiple times in the past. There were times when the actor just physically couldn't perform the physicality of certain aspects, and they would have somebody else come in and take it over. And I can't remember what TV show it was, but the actress had a really nasty fall, and the outfit that she was wearing was such that she gave everybody on set a free show when she had her nasty fall.
Mhm.
And
Oh goodness! Oh, I just realized what you said.
Family
You're just like outing women today.
We're not
I'm not,
intentionally.
hey, I did not mention any names. I just said she had a really nasty fall
And you and
and gave everybody a
everyone
free
a
show by
show.
doing an involuntary split.
Yeah.
And
Why was she wearing underwear? How? Like, what do you
she
mean?
was wearing some very barely their underwear, but still, she gave them a free show because the fall and the split caused underwear not to matter. That's how bad the split she had was. They had to have her body double come in and do a whole lot of the physical running around stuff that her character was supposed to do on the set. The reason why I know about this is one of my dear friends was a writer for that show, and he's one of the reasons why they kept bringing Julian back to play his character every time, because they kept killing the character off. And they kept bringing him back from the dead on this show was because of my buddy who loved writing his character. It was pretty cool.
Anyway,
But yeah,
another example is Mark Hamill.
yeah,
Technically speaking, when he got hurt, when he got that car accident,
Mhm.
they had to use a stand-in. They had to use a stuntman, even though he's not really. They still credit Mark in the movie, but during the Empire Strikes Back, a lot of those scenes weren't Mark.
yeah.
Yeah.
Especially the snow scenes.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Go ahead.
along with Back to the Future, when I mentioned the Stoltz, so did you know that Beverly Hills Cop almost had Sylvester Stallone? So he was actually originally
As
cast
Axel Foley.
as Axel
Yes,
Foley. He was
technically, yes,
God.
yes.
okay.
Oh
So
no, I've never heard that.
when Beverly Hills Cop was in production, it was supposed to star Sly Stallone. Well,
Yeah, they were serious.
and he wanted it to be an action movie, not an action comedy. So
Thank God they didn't do that.
so they booted him. But Stallone, imagine if they would have had Stallone instead.
That would have been a totally
Eddie
different movie.
Well, it
Tango and Cash.
did.
Tango
It
and Cash.
actually
Just without the cash.
did. It became the Cobra.
Yeah. Yeah, a competing movie. They ended up making a competing movie against it, and it flopped in comparison. But so do you guys have any other any movie suggestions? We've talked about Batman, we've talked about Resident Evil, we've talked about a few others. What movies can you think of right off the bat? Maybe Casey, you have a movie suggestion?
The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Oz.
True. Yeah. But that was a good recasting. I mean, obviously the original,
Buddy Epson.
The Wizard of Oz has a lot of recasting.
Yeah, but Dorothy herself,
Buddy was supposed to play
Julie
but he developed an allergy to the makeup. And
Buddy Epstein, yeah.
That's an excellent.
Yeah.
It was I can't remember the actor that they shoot the from the serials. Oh man, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
It'll come back.
Dorothy was
Aragon
recast.
from Lord of the Rings says that Stuart Townsend was fired days into filming for being too young.
Oh,
Yeah.
I did not know that.
And then it says, I don't know if I'm saying this name right, Gilbert Grindelwald. I don't know, for Fantastic Beasts.
Gellert Grindelwald
Johnny Depp.
from Fantastic Beasts.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like a Harry Potter spinoff.
Yeah,
and
the
then,
Harry
and then,
Potter
and
spinoff.
to play off of that, there was also not Grindelwald, but I mean Grindelwald as well. Johnny Depp was recast.
Johnny Depp was recast because of the lawsuit that he was going
Yeah.
on with his ex-wife.
Yeah, with Amber Heard.
Heard.
And then they're also recast. What's the main wizard in not Harry Potter, but the
Dumbledore
head,
was
Dumbledore,
was recast as well. Yeah,
he was recast, but I think
They
that
had
was
to.
that because the original actor passed away.
yeah. The original actor had passed away, so when they recast Dumbledore, so first with Johnny Depp, it was
Game of Thrones did the same thing.
Johnny Depp was going through his court problems with Amber Heard. Then you had Dumbledore, who was recast because like he got ill and then passed away. What was the one you just mentioned, Richard?
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
Marcel.
Yeah. So with Game of Thrones, that was actually one of the next ones on my list. With Game of Thrones, oh sorry, I had it right here. With Game of Thrones, we had that recasting, and a lot of people like didn't really say much about it except for fans. I mean, like outside of the fandom.
Oh, you know what? What one that we didn't say was War Machine in Iron Man. You know,
Yep, that was another one too.
that's a big one that we didn't think of. Yeah,
Oh yeah. The original
Terrence
Brody.
Howard, and then it he was replaced because he's stupid by Don.
Cheeto.
Yeah, by Don Cheadle. Yeah.
And in all honesty, it wasn't as Don Cheadle at first seemed to be a really good choice, but as time has gone by, I wish they would have kept the original roadie.
Yeah,
Oh, and Aunt Vivian in the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Her too. She is a.
Yes.
Yeah, Aunt Viv, do you want to know why she left?
She had problems with Will Smith big time.
Yeah, they had
Yeah, she
conflict.
was running around
yeah.
saying that she had caught Will Smith and Jazzy Jazz doing naughty stuff on set.
That, and she wanted the show to be more like the Cosby Show, where it revolved around the matriarchs of the family rather than the rebellious teenager that was constantly getting her character son into trouble.
Yeah.
It was a big switchover from the way black comedy was when the Cosby Show was on, as to when the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air came around. They changed a lot of how things were, because we were still running off the same idea of comedy as we were back in the 70s, from the Jeffersons down to Sanford and Son.
Look at Good Times. They didn't recast or put somebody else in. They just killed the dad off.
Right. Well, they killed the dad off. First of all, there was scripting reasons. Also, he didn't like the scripts and there was also financial reasons. He wanted more money from an article.
I know that they before he passed away, he was asked about it, and so was Johnny Walker, who played JJ. And because the guy that played JJ said that the reason why he left the guy who played the father Amos left the show was the fact that he was getting fed up with the writers kept having JJ be an idiot, and he felt that it was making black culture look bad, and all he was asking was for a little bit more seriousness in his script. And I know Lear didn't want him to leave, but the people at the executives that was over him, that was writing the checks, basically said he had to go.
When they killed him off, and they when she was given the letter, that was actual emotion.
Yes,
because she didn't see the script. She was told, okay, we're going to give you a letter, read it and react to it. And everybody on that set, they were reacting to the first time seeing it. They went on stage blind. They blindsided not only the acting team but everybody else, and he ended up getting what he wanted. He wanted he wanted something serious. They gave him serious.
Yeah, and that was one of my favorite shows as a kid. There was another one, What's Happening was another one I used to watch all the dang time after I got home from school.
Famous catchphrase from that show was, hey, hey, hey.
No,
that was that. No, sorry,
That's Fat Albert.
Fat Albert. That was Fat Albert. Sorry.
What you talking about?
Dynamite was the catchphrase. Sorry, Dynamite.
Was the
Dynamite.
catchphrase from Good Times.
Good Times. Okay, good. All the shows are running. All the shows from the '70s run hand in hand for me.
Yeah, you also had Carter Country. You remember that one?
Oh God, that's going back a ways, but I do. Yes.
The catchphrase from that was handle it, handle it, handle it. And I've used that many a times in the past because it just works great. It's like, I don't want to deal with this. You got to go handle it. It's like I said, there's so many really good shows back in the day that did not get to last that long because of the fact that they didn't decide to recast. They're like, oh, we might as well just cancel the show.
Right. Well, it's some might argue that it's better just to cancel the show than it is to recast. But then some might go, you might get the Darren situation where nobody cares if you explain it away right.
Nobody even notices.
Right.
It's not that they don't care; they don't even notice. That's how bad it is.
So, sorry.
I looked at ones that improved the roles. And one was Jerry Steller replacing John Randolph in Seinfeld.
Yes.
They said that one was better. Yeah. And
yeah.
then Family Guy, Mila.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Morty. Mila, yeah, his dad.
And
then, Meg's character. Yeah, they did recast the voice of Meg's character. For the better, too, if you ask me. They recast it with what's her name? What was her name from that
Mila
70s
Kunis.
show? Mila Kunis. Yeah.
Oh God, I have such a crush on Mila.
I wish they wouldn't have got rid of a couple of the characters that they got rid of off of the Family Guy. Really, they were some of the funniest characters, but they got rid of them because it was politically incorrect to have them around.
We're going to be getting to DEI replacements here shortly. So,
we will.
Yeah, that's ending conversation. Our ending conversation is going to be DEI replacements.
I never I stopped watching Family Guy and American Dad and all those shows, so I can't wait to talk about that.
Yeah. So we got that because we're going to be talking about Cleveland Brown and a few other characters. And we're also going to be talking about anime characters and Abu from The Simpsons, although they just got rid of his character altogether.
Yeah. Did they really?
Yeah, they just
got rid of it altogether.
They got rid of his character altogether.
Oh my, that's awful.
All right, so with movies, because movies, unless you're in the middle of a franchise, we've already talked about a few of them that were in mid-franchise, but before the franchise even started, we had The Lord of the Rings. Now, a massive production, as everybody recalls, The Lord of the Rings. originally, it was supposed to be 27-year-old newcomer Stuart Townsend who played Aragon, and as the future king of Gondor. But when he
Why,
went through,
why do I know that name? Is he in something more recent?
Stuart Townsend. Oh, he's been in a lot of things. He was in a couple of vampire
Oh,
movies. He was,
okay. Gotcha.
he's been in a lot of things. But at the time, he was an up and comer, and so he was supposed to play Aragon, but they recasted him before shooting.
So he was Aragon.
Yeah, Aragon.
Sorry, that was corny.
Yeah, but hey, they replaced him with
It's a
Viggo.
joke, nonetheless.
Yeah.
Well, Viggo Mortensen is
yeah.
still one of the better actors that was in that movie.
Yeah.
That whole series. I mean, he has to be, in many ways, he was a lot like Cavill has become, because he loved the books.
Yeah.
And he has done interviews talking about how he loved working with Peter Jackson, because Peter Jackson wanted to be faithful to what Tolkien's work was. He's like, this is Tolkien's movie, not my movie.
Yep.
And that's the thing, it's like,
and that's the problem with Hollywood, is they take adaptations and they try to make it their own instead of making it the original, the original character and story that it was
example,
meant to be.
the X-Men movies with the leather parachute jumpsuits.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We don't want comic. This is Bryan Singer's
I know.
problem. I'm like, even though they had David Hayter writing the script, which a lot of people don't know, he had to rewrite the script from square one, from ground zero, because the original writers or people that were the script doctors, they did a shitty job.
Yeah,
they didn't know anything about X-Men or cared about it.
Yeah, and then making jokes about it and stuff. I mean,
it's unfortunate.
See, one of the things,
I'm just glad that David Hayter saved the X-Men franchise for being a thing.
What cheeses me off is the fact that so many of these
Enjoy dinner, Prana.
They just
where's mine?
If you're gonna write for a particular IP, do your homework and know it.
No.
Is that too much?
In Hollywood, you have to hate the source material because it's literally endorsed that way now for some reason.
Right. But unfortunately, Hollywood doesn't want you to hit the source material.
Exactly. They tell you the exact opposite.
Star Wars.
You have to not know about it.
Yeah.
How
they don't want
about
you to know
remaking Carrie, but making it that trans actor?
Yeah. But they will never do that because
they did do it.
Ellen Page.
They did do it.
Yeah, they did.
Hunter Schafer played.
Yeah, they redid it a few years back.
Elliot Page ruined the Umbrella Academy and other X-Men projects. She's never coming back as Kitty Pryde. Congratulations, you ruined it.
Yeah, she's a man.
Well, Elliot Page ruined Umbrella Academy by forcing them to rewrite it.
They didn't have to rewrite it. They could have told Elliot Page to fuck off and kick rocks.
Fire her ass, yeah.
To quote Vince McMahon, you ruined it. You ruined it.
Fired.
Indirect Solter wants to remind us they can't play it straight. They have to subvert expectations and inject their message in it.
I forgot.
The message.
That's
true.
That's
all that they care about is
He's
the
Greek.
message.
Don't listen to him. He's Greek.
And I hope Henry Cavill becomes Bond. I hope they don't get some soy boy latte drinking.
I never thought about. I love the idea of 007, but I never followed it. Like a lot of people got really into it. But Henry Cavill would be a perfect James Bond.
Well, originally before when Pierce Bronson left because of Die Another Day, right?
Yeah.
What happened was during that time they were auditioning people. One of them was Daniel Craig, who obviously got the role, but a lot of people don't know that Henry Cavill, a young Henry Cavill, auditioned for 007, James Bond. And the reason why he didn't get the role because they told him he was too young.
Yeah.
He was like 20
Well,
years old. He was like 20 years old at the time. or
And yet we had a
22.
cartoon series called The Young James Bond.
James
Yeah,
Bond Jr.
Yeah,
but you know the
James Bond
logic
Jr.
is they pick and choose to be, and then like Daniel Craig turned out to not be the manliest James Bond ever. If you catch
Did
my
you
drift.
hear about the movie?
I'm not a
Fear?
big fan
goes
of Daniel
He
Craig.
goes to bars that are not straight. Let's just say that. Like,
Well,
come on.
you know,
In the
well,
movie
Tom
Fear,
Hiddleston, if they're
You guys
gonna
know about
be
that?
honest, Tom Hiddleston, I think, would make a good James Bond, especially if they do it right. And have
Tom
it
Hiddleston,
that-
really? I
I
can't
don't
see
know
him as a
about
James
that.
Bond.
He
But
Yeah.
speaking
maybe,
of Bond,
maybe.
that's the
Look
infamous.
at
That's
who
the
James-
famous case of recasting right there.
Can you let me finish? James Bond was
You didn't let me
written
finish. What do you
and
mean?
was described as looking like a cross between Fleming and Christopher Lee, because that's who Fleming based the character on. And if you'll look, Tom Hiddleston actually looks like the way James Bond was originally described in the first novel. He's got that tall, thin features, and his hairline is almost identical to the way he was described in the first book.
See, that's the thing that we're going to be touching on a little later as well is how a character is described and how whether or not we're sticking to a source material appropriately. As we discussed with Wolverine, Henry Cavill didn't want to play Wolverine because he felt he was too tall and too wide for the character, and for a lot of people, the looks are very big. And when a writer, particularly, say, for example, with the Lord of the Rings franchise, when people complained about certain characters in the Amazon release of the Power of the Ring, characters were not played by actors who resembled the look given by the holder of the lore, the writer of the lore. And while I do believe that as long as you're a good actor, you can play the character, there's certain aspects of a character that you want to make sure that that if you've read the book and you're like, oh, I could see this person as that character, then that's one thing. If the character is not described in a certain fashion, then it does make it kind of otherworldly. Maybe I think also a little valley,
Uncanny Valley.
uncanny valley, and when you're like, okay, this is not what I'm used to by reading the comic books, by reading the things. And we're going to get to that with Harry Potter a little bit later on with the DEI conversation.
Harry.
But yeah, there is a big thing. And speaking of since we brought up Henry Cavill yet once again, the Wolverine.
The Cavalrine, you mean?
The Cavalrine. So before our main universe Wolverine that we know in the MCU, and even the Fox 1999 universe of the X-Men, we had a different actor who was originally slated to play Wolverine, and that was Dougray Scott.
Oh, he was in Pride of the X-Men, in the in the old school, like with Colossus, Dazzler.
Also,
Is that the one you're talking about?
Russell Crowe was
Well,
also supposed to be Wolverine too. The 90.
What? That would have been weird.
Yeah,
That was
well, they
also
would've
a
put the
thought
makeup
process.
That
on.
was talked about though.
But when it came down to having come down to finalized casting before they pulled in Hugh Jackman, and said, no, we're going to go with Hugh Jackman. It was Dougray Scott that was cast as Wolverine for the 1999 movie.
Good night, Sorter.
And
Dougray Scott. I've never heard that name. Let me look him up. I want to see
Why
what he
does
looks like.
Dougray
Dougray-
Scott sound like a fake name though?
Yeah,
My
I know,
name's
right?
Dougray Scott, guys.
Dougray. I'm a Dougray.
It's Australian, and
Yeah,
that's
I'm
why
Dougray.
I mentioned it, because in the
He
original
was the
cartoon,
villain in the second Mission Impossible movie.
Wasn't it Henry
Okay.
Cavill? Or
No,
was that the
uh,
fourth one? The fourth.
in the second Mission Impossible movie, Dougray Scott was the villain.
Dougray
Okay.
Scott, actor. Oh,
Hey Dan,
I-
can we
I-
go
he-
back to the
I
recast
can't see
of-
him as Wolverine, but yeah, I see him now. I know what he looks like. He looks kind of like Michael Fassbender in one of these photos.
He does.
Anyways.
Good night, Indirect Soder. Have a good night.
Yeah, have a good night,
Have a good
Indirect
night,
Soder.
He's certain, yeah.
But the reason because Dougray Scott sounds like Australian. He's probably
Well,
Australian.
it's 5 in the morning.
In the original cartoon before the X-Men cartoon, X-Men 97 cartoon, they made a pilot episode of the cartoon that they wanted to get started back in, I guess, 89, 90, somewhere in there. And they had Wolverine played by an Australian guy. And so like it's just funny to hear Wolverine as an Australian guy.
Well,
Wasn't
the
he in
reason
the video game, in the
Australian.
arcade video game as well, he had the Australian voice actor.
Because that's the same actor.
No, but I'm saying that's the reason why in the arcade game, his
Yeah.
voice is because of the pilot. It was to reflect
Exactly.
the pilot.
Yeah. 'Cause in that arcade game, that was supposed to be the TV show. That was
So-
supposed to be the cartoon.
So the reason why Hugh Jackman ended up getting the being second in line and ended up getting the role was because Mission Impossible 2 was taking longer than expected. And rather than wait an additional 6 months for Scott to become available, they just put Hugh Jackman in the role. And pretty much he was liked by certain casting directors better anyway. And so the casting directors ended up getting their way. Casting directors are only going to get their way so much until like a production house or a producer or a scriptwriter says, no, I want this person. But since they couldn't get Scott, they ended up getting Hugh Jackman, who the casting directors loved.
And most of the casting directors are
Most of the casting
PDFs.
women.
or women,
Right?
yeah. Well, in this case scenario, yeah, you know, I mean,
Because
who
no
this-
men, notice that most women are the casting directors. Gee, I wonder why.
Right. Well, I mean, how else are you supposed to know if you have a face for radio?
Yeah,
That-
unless
I mean,
unless
that
it's
is
a,
true.
unless it's
I
a V
guess-
guy, unless it's a very sissy guy, then you can.
There
have it.
usually is there's usually two guys. Like whenever I went to go audition for stuff, it was usually two men and one woman. So yeah, you're right. That might be the casting director.
Like I'll give you an example for voice director, right? You know Andrea Romano.
No.
She's well, you know her for Batman the Animated Series and other
Yeah, I
other
know who she is.
cartoons involved because she's pretty much in practically every. They always use her for some reason for even Avatar: The Last Airbender. Her. A lot of the it's weird. It's like a monopoly.
Yeah, a lot of the DC animated stuff was, yes, headed
Yeah, it
by
was her.
her.
And another woman. I forgot the other woman's name, but Jim Cummings referenced her as well. But a lot of the casting directors are women. This isn't like me saying this out of my ass.
No, I believe you. And I mean,
Most
now
of
that
the
I'm
time,
thinking,
even
like
for
I said,
voice
now that I'm
direct-
thinking about
voiceover-
all
No,
my
no,
auditions,
I know you do, dude. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, a lot, even for voiceover work, it's usually women who's like, no, it's like, you'd think it'd be guys, right? You'd think it'd be men because, this is the industry that men, the directors especially, or the writers are guys.
Well, that came about it was either in the 80s or the 90s when women started becoming more and more of the casting directors. Was in response to the backlash to the whole casting couch storyline, stories and tropes and shit.
Yeah, but
So
you
they
notice that
started
you don't
pushing
hear.
that.
You notice you don't hear a female doing a casting couch. Gee, I wonder why. I'm pretty sure it
Yeah.
happens, but we
Yeah.
don't
Oh, it
hear
does.
about it for obvious reasons, right?
Yeah.
You know what?
Because
I'm
the
going to be
guys are
honest
just
with you.
like, all right, I'll take
You
it.
want to sexually assault me? I'll be okay with that. Huh?
But you know
Well,
that's the thing. Like
as
they
long,
just
as
nobody
long
talks
as
about it though.
as long
Nobody.
as
Yeah.
it's a woman, I'm down for it.
You know, but
Nobody says,
Okay,
yeah,
Casey.
it
Casey's
was
like,
a
I'll be
casting
in a
couch. No, just said
movie.
it's sex. They just call it sex. That's all they call it.
you know, yeah, so but there are a lot of different reasons why they choose somebody else, and when it comes down to casting directors, and they do want a pretty face. A pretty face is a lot easier to market. Now
Yeah, but for
imagine.
voiceover though, right?
Well, for voiceover is different, but definitely for when it came down to the Wolverine situation where you had one
They
actor.
fucked you, Jackman. That's what you're saying, right, Dan?
Well, they wanted to. They absolutely
I'm
wanted
sure.
to.
Yeah.
And so, so you have like those are some reasons why in mid-production or pre-production that they have recastings, and we're talking now that's absolutely an honor or a mention, but it does go back to it. It is a type of recasting that we get. Now there was a mid-production recasting to a very famous movie that starred Jim Carrey, called The Truman Show.
Mhm.
Now, we know Ed Harris as the character named Christoph.
Yes.
Okay. Now, Ed Harris, iconic for that role, if you ask me. But did you know he was not
I did
originally
not know
slated
that.
to
You're
play that?
you're blowing my mind now.
Dennis
Okay.
Hopper originally had the role,
Wow.
but
That
Ed
would have.
Harris, Ed Harris took the role because I mean, either A, now this is fighting words for some people, but Dennis Hopper can't act, or he couldn't remember his lines. The story goes both ways.
I honestly, I'm glad they had Ed Harris. I think that they did an amazing job with that character. There was such an emotional bond, even though you never saw Truman and Christoph together. They felt like they were father and son, like when they were connecting through the or whatever, and Truman was escaping, and you could just feel that there was some kind of love or bond that he had with Truman, and that Truman was like leaving it was almost like a leaving the family, to go out on your own type of story.
Leaving the nest, you mean?
Leaving the nest, yeah, exactly.
Right.
But the way that Ed Harris played that part, it was beautiful.
It was Ed Harris put a feel on it. Like
Yeah.
I to be honest, if I went back and I watched it and Dennis Hopper was playing that role of Christoph,
I couldn't see it. Yeah.
I can't see it.
I would see him in Speed. I would see him as that villain, that type of who look at me, like I don't know.
Dennis
He always
Hopper-
plays the same type of character.
But
Kinda
this is
like
one of those cases scenarios where it's a talent issue recasting. So we you see those.
Well, Dennis Hopper was, if I remember right, at that point, he was going through some shit too.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he had it. He had actually talked about having issues with substance abuse. All throughout
As
his
a
time.
lot of Hollywood does.
And
Yes, everybody in
because
Hollywood.
right before he passed away, he was having some really serious health issues.
Hmm.
And for some people, his passing, those that didn't know him that well, it was sudden. But for the people that knew about his health issues, they were like, we were wondering, because he actually did have agreements with George Romero to come back for, because there was supposed to be a sequel to Land of the Dead where he was going to show up as a zombified version of his character, just like what's his name, who played the the other bad guy character who died.
Right.
They were both going to come back as zombies, but Dennis Hopper then passed away, and then George Romero passed away.
I've never been a big fan of the concept of reintroducing a legacy cast member as a villain or a villain archetype. It always rubbed me the wrong way.
I've never really thought about
That's
it.
what they did with Daniel LaRusso in Cobra Kai, or that was the original intention before Ralph told him, if you want me involved, you better rewrite the script for us to be both ambiguously good and bad, because I'm not going to be involved.
Really?
Yeah.
No, well, obviously, like he never said it, but it's
obviously
obvious.
Cobra Kai was built off of that one YouTube video that was kind of, it was a parody video, like
and How I Met Your Mother.
It wasn't
Barney
meant to be
said.
taken seriously, but yeah,
But
Cobra
if they
Kai
would have
was
done
built
it the
off of
way they wanted to, by making only Johnny the hero of the story, I don't think it would have worked.
No,
especially since everybody remembers from the Karate Kid, Johnny was, Johnny was the villain, not Danielson was the hero archetype.
Yeah, but
if they would have made him the villain,
the point is there's a video out there that the whole reason that the TV show Cobra Kai started is because there was a YouTuber about 15 years ago, something like that. It's been a while, but they made a video called Daniel Was the Bully, and I actually did a video contradicting that on Theta of the Grid. You can go watch it if you want, but they have all these points about how Daniel was, he was taking Johnny's girlfriend, and he was the one that was starting the fights and stuff like that. And they omitted a lot of stuff, and that's why that video was meant to be parody. Like it was always meant to be just kind of like kind of a funny way of looking at the Karate Kid, and it got a lot of views. It made a lot of money for the channel, and that's what Cobra Kai, the TV show, was kind of based on. It was like, well, what if we made Johnny a likable character? What if we brought him back? Because everybody loved him on the set. Like he in the final tournament, there's the legendary story of in the final tournament when they were filming it, everybody, even when the cameras weren't filming, everybody in the audience was booing him and throwing stuff at him, and he's a really nice guy.
his mother was not happy about that.
Yeah,
Guys,
and his
stop
mom
booing
was
my
really
son.
upset.
Yeah, she was really
so
mad,
they wanted to
upset
bring him
about
back because he's a good actor, he's a good kid, he's a good person, and so they wanted to do him right. And at the end of the Karate Kid, you see him go up to LaRusso and he's like, "You're all right, LaRusso," and he's like cheering with him and everything.
There is also a point of personal growth where certain people, whether they be your high school arch nemesis, people grow up.
Exactly.
They do.
And that's exactly what happened. And that's why Cobra Kai was such a success, is because they handled those characters with love and care.
It was mentioned the other night. I think it was when we were talking about Revenge of the Nerds with Alice, I think. Revenge of the Nerds came up, and we mentioned a certain brain dead jock that was part of the jock house, and in the later movies, he is
he becomes a nerd.
He's one of the nerds. Ogre, yes.
Ogre,
so I mean, there is very good point where you talk about personal growth of a character, and you get that with these characters. So now I I would like to switch over to the conversation that ultimately a lot of people may or may not want to talk about publicly, than a lot of people do quite often, and that's well, DEI in recasting.
Oh, goody.
Now,
Here we go.
so I was doing a lot of research over the last week regarding recastings, and because King had mentioned voice actors who've been recasted. Now,
Yeah.
King, can you kick us off on this segment?
Well, due to reasons, right? Recently with the political climate, right? AKA, we want to hire people and get financial kickbacks from certain groups and organizations.
Sweet Baby
That's really well. It's not just Sweet Baby Inc. It's more than just, but they're one of them, obviously.
They do video games. Do they do movies too?
They do
Here's
movies
the
too.
thing. Recently, a new Avatar movie, and this is a good example, came out. It's Avatar: The Last Airbender movie, Legend of Aang, that got leaked on the internet. It was supposed to be released in theaters, got canceled. Was supposed to be released in October, and got leaked. Dave Bautista is the villain of the movie. He's
Oh,
an evil
God.
airbender. Yeah, they used his likeness. The rest of the cast, the original gang,
Does he play
got
the king or the son?
Dave Bautista?
No. Dave Bautista is an evil airbender. He's not a king or a
Oh,
son.
he's the evil airbender.
Yeah,
can't
from a
even
different
picture him in that
timeline.
series.
From a
I
different
can't even-
timeline.
I can't even
that
picture him in that
sucks.
series.
Yeah, he has the air nomad tattoos from a different time period
Gotcha.
before
Okay, that's-
Aang's, so that's why it looks different. So that's why it's kind of a plot hole. So it's like, no, he's from a different time period. That's why Aang doesn't recognize it. But
yeah.
so they recasted everybody. Obviously, the kid that played Aang, he's too different, and he's an adult now. So of course you're not going to have him.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, he's going to be recasted immediately. But they recasted Zuko with Steven Yeun, Invincible, who he was already the Avatar character. He was Avatar 1 in Korra.
Yeah.
Why are you recasting him as Zuko? You could have had Dante Bosco come back. He could make a mature sounding voice. Sure, he's not as young, as he used to be, but he still sounds the same for the most part. You give him a slight deep voice. He's 40 something years old, and he's Filipino, so he's Asian, quote unquote.
Yeah.
But you got rid of Toph's voice actress because she's Caucasian. Who cares?
Yeah.
She does a good job at playing. Now she could sound like her adult voice.
Yeah. She
doesn't
was
have
one of
it.
my favorite characters.
Yeah, she was like Daredevil, but an Earthbender. That's what was cool
Yeah, well,
about her.
And then she was the only one that could bend metal. Like that was
Yeah,
that was
she's
awesome.
the first Avatar character, at least
The Earthbender,
to
yeah.
be a metal bender. And then
Yeah.
Korra, there was a whole bunch of metal benders, but she was the first one canonically.
Yeah.
Canonically, yeah.
Yeah, so like they recasted her with an Asian woman. They wanted to recast Toph with a blind girl in the live action series, but for obvious reasons, she needs
Like a
to read
real
her script.
life
A
blind
real
girl.
blind
That
girl,
would have
a
been
blind
so
Asian girl.
tough to film. Like they'd have been stand on your mark, and she'd be like, "I thought I am." Know your
yeah.
face
She'd
away
be blind.
from the
Like, how
camera.
could she read the script? That's why they didn't cast a
Exactly.
blind girl. It's like she has to follow the script. What is she going to do? Read Braille every 10 minutes?
Yeah, exactly. She's gonna have a script, and she's just gonna be like on set, like reading Braille.
Yeah, like they're
reading
gonna
her
get
lines.
A script writer that reads for the blind. Come on now, that's too much money and time.
But you know what? That is inclusive.
It is, but it
That's
is
what they
it is.
care about.
Oh yeah, and Sokka and Katara again, their
And
voice
Korra,
actors,
yeah, and
they sound the
Katara.
same.
Yeah.
You could have brought them back. They don't. You could make them sound slightly older if you have to.
Yeah.
No,
I actually liked Sokka. I thought he did a pretty good job. I
he
think-
was awesome. He
Yeah.
he was not originally supposed to be a comedic relief character.
Yeah.
What
but-
happened was that because the voice actor of Sokka did something that was funny in the booth or perceived as funny by the directors and production
And they,
people. They're like,
and they
no,
told
we're
him
gonna.
just to go with that.
Yeah, they said screw it. We're gonna rewrite certain things for him
Cool.
to sound comedic.
I'm glad they did because that I love that character.
Well, it made him. It gave him charm.
It made him
like,
unique.
It's like, yeah, he's not the bender of the team, but he has heart of
And,
gold,
yeah,
and he's willing to
and
fight
even
for
though
everybody.
he can't bend, he uses that boomerang,
Weapon, yeah.
weapon. Yeah, I mean,
And he also learned and here's the cool thing about him. He studied basically all the elemental martial arts styles for the most part, excluding the air temple, because I don't think Aang even knows what air style martial arts is.
Yeah, exactly. They were
he was
all
too
just,
young. He was like 12. He was too.
Yeah.
By the time
A lot of his airbender talents were because he was learning how to be an airbender as well as learning how to bend all the other elements in the storyline.
The one thing I didn't like in the storyline was they treated firebending as evil. Because remember that episode where he accidentally burned Katara and she got angry with him? It's like, I will never do firebending ever again. I'm like, how the fuck are you going to defeat Ozai if you don't know firebending?
Well, I think they tried to do that because when people think of anything evil, they think of fire and brimstone.
Yeah, exactly.
But I just didn't.
Underworld.
I didn't like
And it
that
was kind of like the fire. Like I mean, it could have been any bender,
any element,
class,
any bending
but
element. Yeah.
you know, the fire made the most sense, and there has to be an enemy there.
Plus, also they made the Fire Nation like a cross between Nazis, and they made the
Egyptian
But
Japanese
the-
Imperial
but
Chinese.
the thing is that
Imperial
they weren't
Chinese,
all-
yeah.
They weren't
Japanese
all
because of Land of the
evil,
Rising
though. Like-
Sun.
Like the uncle, that was one of the best characters.
But they waited
he
a
was-
couple seasons to show you that they weren't evil.
Yeah,
You know,
it was just the king. It was just the king and his sons and the army that they had accrued. But it's not that the people were evil inherently. It was just the leadership that they were under.
I would like to just Miss Sparkles, when you come back. I noticed that Miss Sparkles a few minutes ago popped out. She said that she was hungry. So assuming she comes back, seat's still warm for you.
And if
so
not,
back,
then it was a good for you to be a guest, and hopefully you'll come back next time when.
and
you
we
are
do
available.
appreciate that you simulcast, so that way everybody gets to know our new show. Back to recasting voice actors. So in animation, there's been a lot of recasting, and most people don't notice. Sometimes you kind of hear the difference. Say, for example, Scooby-Doo. After Casey Kasem stopped performing the role as Shaggy, which he did late into his career, they ended up eventually recasting Casey Kasem's voice as Shaggy, while just about, other than Mindy Coning, whatever. Yeah.
Mila Kunis?
No, Mindy Coning, the Indian girl.
In fact, no, that was Mindy Kaling.
Kaling, yeah.
Koning was the girl from Facts of Life.
Right.
Who
So
just
Mindy
did, Big
Kaling,
Cancer.
sorry. Mindy Kaling ended up taking over the voice of Velma role, which was a major recasting that a lot of people didn't like. While we had everybody else from the Scooby-Doo universe had continued voicing to this day, with the exception of Casey Kasem and Velma, had continued voicing their characters to this day in the Scooby-Doo
Fred
universe.
Welker still
Fred
does
Welker
Fred, which is
still does Fred.
insane to me. I'm like, dude, like what is he, almost 80, right?
Right. He's
Gotta
almost
be,
80.
yeah.
He's
Or
got to be
he
in his
is
80s.
80. He either
Yeah.
almost 80 or he is, because the original Scooby-Doo cartoon was in the mid 60s. It was like 66, 67.
So bringing
They were
Mindy
young
in
though
as
back then.
as Velma, they decided, okay, now we're going to even change the animation for her.
Oh yeah, we're talking about that girl from The Office,
Right.
right?
We're talking about the girl from
Yeah,
the office.
that's
Exactly.
right.
Who
And-
Forgot about
who thinks
that.
she's funny, but she's not.
She's
She's
And
like,
I-
ha, 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 I'm quippy. I'm like, no, you're not. You're annoying. You're
she's
annoying.
so
You're not
annoying.
funny.
I
They-
know.
and,
One of the clips that I have on my channel, like whenever to play, is it's her just talking to Jim and Jim just being like,
And they also, not only did they change the voice of her, but they also changed the voice of Shaggy, and they race swapped both of them. Pretty much they made a mockery of the Scooby-Doo universe. And when fans didn't like it, they called us all racist. And it wasn't because of the race swapping. It wasn't because of the new actors. It was because they made a mockery of the Scooby-Doo universe. And it was very sad to see them just like take our IP that we grew up with and go, we have absolutely no respect for it.
Yeah. And that's the problem with a lot of these quote unquote modern writers that take this stuff over. They can't stand the IP that they've come into, and they decide, fuck the original IP. I'm writing what I want to write. And if you don't like it, I just call you a bigot, racist, homophobe, and whatever else I can call you.
Well, that's why a lot of those writers and animators came from Tumblr. The only place in the universe that you can make fan fiction and call it a career.
Well, look at Rebecca Sugar. I'm not trying to shit talk her, but like she is the example of what happens when you have DEI hiring in a cartoon. She literally killed Steven Universe by doing a gay wedding. This isn't me speculating. This is what happened. They told her flat out, if you do this, we're ending the show.
Yep.
Because we're trying to sell this overseas in different countries. We can't have gay depictions of characters because it's illegal in certain countries, right? What does she fucking do? Doesn't listen to them. And notice how she never had, outside of Steven Universe, the next gen or the future, whatever the fuck, right? She didn't get another series. That was a limited series, aka the epilogue season, or the movie. The series completely, right? Because if they canceled her show, women and the LGBTQ community would have a fit over it, right? So they made it look, they did the Kathleen Kennedy style. Oh, we're gonna retire you. We're gonna give you your flowers. We're gonna do this, that, and the other, and praise you. No, they just did that to hide the fact that they basically blackballed her.
Yeah,
because you can't. Yeah.
Was it Proud Family that they did something similar, or was it
Proud Family?
It was Proud Family. They introduced a gay character just for the sake of it. But the thing is, right? Notice how Rebecca Sugar has not done a new show or worked on a show that's a major, like in Disney, Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, like a major thing as a writer or an animator or an artist. Notice how she's not been involved since Steven Universe because she did a no-no.
Yep.
She broke the rules. And rightfully so. I'm sorry. You broke the rule. They told you. If I worked at McDonald's and I made chicken sandwiches instead of milkshakes for people, I'm going to get fired, right?
Yeah.
That's just the reality of it.
Yeah, unfortunately, that doesn't happen because how many times have I gotten my McDonald's order wrong?
But you get what I'm saying. Like, you can't, when your boss is telling you don't do something and you do it, guess what? You're going to get in trouble and you're going to get fired. But because it's DEI and all this stuff, like all the Me Too stuff, aka it's blackmail for men who don't, who have balls, you notice that the masculine men aren't really working in that industry anymore because if they do, they're going to get false accusations. Look at Vic Mignogna, who was in the anime industry.
Yeah.
He got in trouble for a jelly bean joke and for false accusations for him being a Christian as well. They said that he had assaulted fans and voice actors in the office or in conventions, which were not true. These were bogus lies that weren't true at all.
There was I can't remember which convention it was. There was a group of so-called Christians that was outside protesting it. And
calling anime demonic, right?
Yeah, and he went out there and to have a conversation with them.
Was that Westboro? Westboro protesting again?
No, it wasn't Westboro. It was a local church group where this anime convention was being held. And he went out there and they were throwing Bible stuff at him, and he was countering because he's a Christian, and he countered everything. And he started talking about what anime actually was, because they were going off of what their preacher had said, and it was the repeat of the Great Satanic Panic from when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Now, I've had this discussion on my channel and a couple other people's channel. When that Great Satanic Panic happened, they did a big call-in on Wednesday night and had this guy up there talking about the Satanic Panic stuff and how Dungeons and Dragons.
That conversation has reared its ugly head through the decades. Give or take at least twice a decade, you see like a new version of Satanic Panic come out.
Yeah, I mean,
we
just
saw
happened.
it with Dungeons and Dragons. We saw it with
and we just saw it with the Super Bowl 2 years ago with the the trans Last Supper, and
the Olympics. It was the Olympics data.
That was Olympics. The
that
Super
was the
Bowl this year
Olympics.
we had
the satanic thing about the Super Bowl was, remember the Sabrina Carpenter commercial of the Pringles that was basically cannibalism.
And wasn't there also that Sam guy that had the he
was dressed up in all red,
half naked with the horns and
yeah.
We had it with Pokemon as well. They brought that around. A lot of that,
and in gaming too,
and in gaming, Magic the Gathering a few years back had it again. They've had it a few times through there, and they had the Satanic Panic reared its ugly head around when we did the Harry Potter.
And speaking of Harry Potter, as a magician, I would get people that would say I was a demon or something like that, like just performing in bars and stuff, and they'd be serious, like they would seriously shoo me away because they just didn't understand that this was an entertainment thing.
You should have thrown a star at him and like, oh my god.
So back to recasting with animation, though. So we've had a few people step down because of
Apu's a good example.
Well, Apu was one that Fox got harassed so much that they had to get rid of. So with The Simpsons, right, and Apu,
Apu.
Fox was harassed so bad they decided just to end the character.
Which sucks because he was a
one
good
of the
character.
most popular characters on the show.
Yeah,
he
they
was
didn't.
An honorary Simpsons member in the family. Like he was a part of Simpsons.
He was okay. His character was the most hardworking, level-headed character on the show. The only time he really did anything crazy was the whole vegan thing, where he had replaced the hot dogs with vegan hot dogs and nobody knew it.
Oh yeah,
and then the free sugar instead of sugar-free. Remember that?
Yeah.
It's not sugar. It's not sugar-free. It's free sugar.
Free sugar.
Well, the Simpsons had multiple roles of recasting, believe it or not. Now, Fox announced that back in the day that white actors would no longer voice characters of ethnicity. This was a Fox ruling that Fox just said, we're not going to have white actors voice any people of ethnicity. And some of the Simpsons examples were Harry Shearer. He stepped down from playing Dr. Herbert.
Yep, that is true.
Who was a African-American doctor. And he was recast with Kevin Mitchell.
No, Kevin Michael Richards, the guy who
Kevin Michael Richardson, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, the guy who played Virgil Hawking's dad, and he played he also he played Joker in the Batman, the 2004 cartoon.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's a well-known voiceover talent. So, but he doesn't sound like Dr. Hibbert though. I like Kevin Michael Richardson, but he's not Dr. Hibbert.
Right. So when Fox made that decision, they started recasting like all their shows that had cartoon characters that were of ethnic descent. What were you saying, Casey?
I was going to say, especially because, at least to me, when I heard Dr. Hibbert, I always thought they were going for a Bill Cosby clone from back in the day. And
yeah, they were.
With respect, they're as good a man as he is, that gentleman just could not pull it off.
Yeah.
That seems about right. That's probably why they made Dr. Hibbert a character.
So
Most
Jamie
likely.
Lee Simmons in chat says regarding Apu, she says, imagine walking into a 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Come again.
Thank you. Come again.
Thank
You know.
you.
Apu,
I've
I
always
mean,
wanted
Apu was one of the like I said, he was the hardest working character on there. I mean, he was a volunteer firefighter. He ran the stop and go. He was a good father. I mean, he was one of
Quick
the
He was the
Mark.
American
positive-
dream, man.
Yeah.
He was literally like. Here's the thing: people think, "Oh, Apu had a white boss bossing him around," or make no. He was the owner of the Quickie Mart. He
Yeah.
was his own
Yeah.
boss. He
He-
hired
that
his
was
cousin
it.
from India. He did a lot of stuff, good things for the community in Springfield.
And he was the first actor to like have to let go of a role because of
Hank Azaria, right?
yeah,
Yep.
Hank
I feel
Azaria
bad
was
for
the
Hank
first actor
Azaria.
with Simpsons to have to let go of a role because they wanted to have somebody either of that
I
descent.
thought it was because he chose to step down because
No, that's what he
No.
has to say.
That's what he had to
Oh.
say in public, but it came out later that he was forced to step down
that sucks.
because Fox was being
Well,
harassed.
that at least gives me a little more that gives me respect for him again.
Yeah,
Fox
he had
was
to
being
say that,
harassed.
Theta. Like
I get it. Yeah, that just sucks.
he was gonna get
Because
fired.
it puts a taint on his whole
Guys,
character.
I'm sorry, but I gotta go.
It's all right. Love you, Casey.
Love you, brother.
Love you,
Here, man.
Casey. Make sure you guys go and give Casey a follow at
Yes.
Casey's
Creepy
Creation.
Casey's
post
Creepy
the link.
Creations. I'll put it in the chat, or I don't know if I can.
I think I gave you mod status.
Okay, I'll put it in the chat.
I'm sorry, guys. I did not know. I was hoping we'd be done by now, but
That's all right.
It's
We'll
okay,
see you
don't worry about
tomorrow,
it, man.
buddy.
You take care, man.
As we refine our showdown, I did a lot of research for today's show, so we kind of went a little longer than last week so far. We're almost to the end point. We're in the final part of the
Final
final
booth.
conversation.
well, all I can say is you missed one of my least favorite recast.
What's that?
When Disney did the land, when they did it for TV, they brought in I'm trying to think of the guy's name. And to me, it just sounds nothing like Robin Williams.
Yeah.
Oh, Aladdin 2.
Yeah, no, I
Sequel to
completely
Aladdin,
agree.
and they also did it. It was the same guy who did the television series as they did this Aladdin 2 because Robin Williams wanted money.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
and it was awful. I hated
Yeah.
that. I hated the Aladdin series. But one thing I do not hate is all you guys, King, Dan, Theta, Richard,
I love you. I love you, brother.
love you all. I'm so pleased to be on here. I hope you will allow me the privilege again.
You're always invited to our show.
Well, I love you to death.
I will send you a link
same,
every
And
week.
same with me. Hopefully, if you're not busy tomorrow, you can join us on the show tomorrow.
What time tomorrow?
Saturdays and Sundays, always at 8 p.m. Central.
Okay. I didn't know if you were doing another in the day thing or not, so I wanted.
Oh no, that was just for Loki because that was the only time he had.
Okay. Well, anyway, I don't mean to derail you guys. Can I give another honorable mention to TV?
Absolutely.
Okay. One of my favorite shows growing up as a kid was Gilligan's Island reruns. So
Yeah.
I was always really excited when they were talking about reunion movies until I realized that they weren't going to have Tina Louise on there because
They recast Ginger.
and my research said there was only one recast, but I happen to know for a fact there were two,
Mhm.
and for both of the movies, and I always felt so bad because I know Tina Louise hated the role. She wanted to get out of it because she didn't think it would do her any good as a serious actress. But neither of those women did that role a real service. And I always felt bad because the because I honestly thought that they might, when I first heard about the reunion news, they might try to bring the show back, which I would have loved because I thought it got canceled way too early, especially because the only reason it got canceled was that the network boss's wife like Gunsmoke, and that was the only place they could put it.
Was that Escape from Gilligan's Island?
Yeah.
Because they had a different Ginger, if that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, and they had a different one for Escape, and they had one for Return to Gilligan's Island.
And then they did the pilot. They did the pilot for what was supposed to be a new Gilligan's Island that was going to be a cross between Gilligan's Island and Love Boat, where basically they turned the island into a resort where you would go to get away from the modern day hassles. There was like only one phone on the entire island.
Yeah, that was the one. That was the one, and that was also, sadly enough, the last role where you ever saw Jim Backus. He was so sick at the time that they just flew him in on the last day of shooting.
That's sad.
And it was because I remember when all that they were talking about doing that, and they filmed it as a pilot that ended up. It was, but they ended up releasing it as a TV movie, and because he passed away, they decided not to do it. And I there was just so many really good shows like that.
But anyway, I'm sorry to have derailed you.
No, don't. No, we love you, Casey. We'll see you whenever you can.
Be safe.
Yep, we love you, brother.
And yeah, you're always welcome on my channel, and it seems like you're always welcome here. We love you so much, Casey. Have a good rest of your night.
Well, I'll see you tomorrow, Theta. Dan, King, I will see you. Love you all, and good evening.
All right. Have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow.
Take care, stay safe, and be blessed, brother.
Yeah. God bless. I love you.
Got it, guys. Bye for now.
Bye for now. Make sure you give Casey's Creepy Creations a follow if you haven't already.
Yes.
Yep.
Now, so I have one more in the lines of the Fox lineup that had a voice recast, and that was from the TV series Family Guy and later on in the Cleveland show. Mike Henry voiced Cleveland Brown, an African-American.
Who was in Family Matters? Was he the brother?
Family Guy, Cleveland Brown.
I thought you said Family Matters.
Family Guy, Cleveland Brown.
I was like,
he had his own show, the Cleveland Brown Show, as well. So he ended up getting recast by Arif Zahar. And that was all part of the Fox's recasting of all the people of ethnicity. Now, allegedly as well, he allegedly stepped down from the role, but it came right after the announcement that they were recasting everybody.
Yeah, he was. I'm trying to remember what convention he was at, and somebody was talking to him about how they did that and why. One trying to figure out why they did it, and he's like, that literally came down from the studio heads that they were doing the recasting, because all of the harassment they were getting over Abu because Hank Azaria over on Simpsons was doing if they needed a voice, they went to him.
Yeah, he played multiple characters.
Yeah,
and they were
dozens.
And there was some, I can't remember who it was. I want to say that there was talk of them having a voice actors union.
Yes, they had it for a minute, and then it got absorbed into the Screen Actors Guild.
Yeah, and because there was enough complaints amongst the voice actors that they would hire a voice. They'd hire like one or two extra voice actors who did all the extra little voices, and a lot of times they would use. It's like with the animated series for Star Trek.
Mhm.
A lot of the voices that was on the animated series, the Star Trek the animated series of extra side characters, guess who was doing the female voices were done by Nichelle Nichols, and the male side voices were done by guess who?
We know that the actor who played Scotty did a few extra voices, and we also know that.
Of them.
Um,
And it was something else, man. I mean, that's been but that's how cartoons and voice acting has been done from the start.
it was the same way with like the Flintstones, and you had the same actors doing multiple side voices, and unless you had a celebrity come in, then you had
it was called saving money.
it was called saving money, and sorry.
They weren't going to get new actors. That's just the reality of it. It's like so.
I mean, when you have, they wanted to like make sure that everybody was getting work. It's that whole thought process of, like everybody gets an award, type of thing. You want to make sure everybody's
A participation award.
Yeah, you want to make sure everybody's working. We're going to get as many people a job as possible, and they were trying to force that agenda around for a long period of time. I think that's what ended up pushing a lot of the DEI agenda as well.
Because if you say I don't really think we already have an actor voicing the role here. We already have somebody on standby. What, are you a bigot? What are they going to say? Yes, I am. Right?
It was
so.
I just one of the things that gets me is when you're artificially pushing something instead of looking for the best people for the job. It has negative effects down the road.
Well, yeah. Look at Samurai Jack with Phil Lamar, right? Sure, they could have gotten an Asian actor to play Samurai Jack, but he did the great performance of Jack.
Absolutely. Hold on one second. Jamie, are you heading out? If you are, we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good day. We enjoyed having you with us.
We love you, Jamie. Thank you so much for being here.
All right,
and
take care,
please,
Jamie.
Remember, hit rewind.
I'll see you tomorrow too, Jamie. Love you. And it's morphin time. May the power protect you.
But yeah, continue. Sorry.
No, I'm saying like Samurai Jack. Like, look, they could have gotten an Asian guy to play Jack, but Phil Lamar still is one of the best. And I'm surprised he doesn't get more work, than he does. He plays like bit parts now.
Yeah.
But 20 years ago, this guy was king. Pun intended.
Oh, yeah.
Right? He
wasn't he the guy in Pulp Fiction?
He was Marvin. He got shot.
He was
that
in the
was him,
back
and he was
seat.
on Mad TV. He was
Yeah.
like he was curly and
Yeah.
he played a whole bunch of roles.
Yeah.
The guy is underrated.
He really is.
He really is. Like he played Static Shock. He played Jon Stewart.
I didn't know he was Static Shock.
Yeah, he was. His first role that he ever did was the Mr. T cartoon. He wasn't voicing Mr. T, but his first role was one of the kids. So that's how early his voiceover career started.
Most people don't even remember the Mr. T cartoon show.
Yeah,
I watched the heck out of that.
Yeah,
I didn't either. I only know that because I'm a huge Phil Lamar fan. That factoid, I needed to know that. So, you don't hear much about Phil Lamar doing anything outside of the Samurai Jack revival. He hasn't really done anything outside of bit parts here and there. That's it. The last thing he did was I think was Injustice 2. He played Aquaman, where he played a Caucasian blonde-haired Aquaman. He actually did. He's not. They didn't make Aquaman black.
No.
For DEI purposes, they no, you're good for the job. You're gonna play Aquaman, and nobody cared.
Yeah.
Yep. And
Jamie Lynn is quoting the Pulp Fiction line, and my name is the Lord, and I will lay my vengeance upon thee.
Yes.
See, the thing that gets me about this voice acting, anybody who can project their voice and actually act with nothing but their voice.
Yeah.
That is a talent and a skill that
And,
regular
and that
actors
also goes for
don't
theater
have.
too.
Yeah, also motion caption actor, which is voice acting and technically physical acting, because you have to basically, it's not
Yeah.
regular camera acting per se, but it kind of is like a hybrid of it. It's almost like,
Well,
like
it's honestly like what you're talking about is more like theater acting, because you have to project your voice to a crowd because you don't have a microphone.
yeah,
You're in a theater, but you're also performing, and that's why in theater, like your gestures and your movements and stuff play a big role in what your character is going through, as well as projecting your voice.
That's called
And
emoting.
well,
yeah,
that's the reason
exactly.
why that reason Theta, that is the reason why what's his name? Oh my god, Kevin Conroy, who played Batman and Bruce Wayne, that's
Yeah.
why he got the role as Batman. Because when people were auditioning for Batman, they were either doing a Keaton impression, Adam West, or a goofy voice for Batman. And they were like, no, this is supposed to be serious. So they got a theater actor to portray Batman. That
And
was
they
Kevin Conroy.
picked an amazing, the best Batman ever.
Well, Kevin
Absolutely.
Conroy, he actually did an interview talking about what him going in there to do it. And he actually, before he died, he had came out as being gay. And one of the things he was talking about as he was preparing to go and audition for the role was the fact that he understood the Batman Bruce Wayne dynamic because he had been living it for so long. And that's when he came up while he was practicing with I Am the Night. And
Yeah,
when
but the
he
I Am the
finally
Night thing,
did come
that was a
out,
comic thing, though. That
and he was they were talking about it on Facebook, and I'm like, everybody was talking about how he was gay, and I said, cool, that's all right, that's his private life, let him have his private life. He commented on my comment thanking me, and I said, who you are is what matters.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the
And
thing that's
not what
weird
you
about
are.
that though was that I remember years ago, uh it said on Wikipedia, yeah, anybody could put anything on Wikipedia, but like he was married. Maybe he was in the closet back then.
Yep.
For all we know, I don't know, right? He could have been bi, and then he just said, "Screw it, I'm just gonna be fully gay." I remember it saying like he was married in the '90s to a woman, and then they divorced by the time 2000 happened. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe he just said, "Screw it. I don't want to lie to this woman." I don't know. It doesn't matter. Like he was a good actor regardless of his
Hmm.
gender. You know, his gender, his orientation. It didn't matter. Like he was amazing. He
And
brought talent to the role
that's
that a
that's
lot
the
of
important
Batman
part.
actors haven't done since.
Now,
Haven't.
one of the things that got me when he responded to what I had said, he because some people tried to attack me for it, and he said, "No, this is good. I like this." Because what matters is how you portray the character you're portraying. Are you able to capture the essence of that character? It's like with George Takei. And he got upset with the reboot that they turned Sulu into a gay dude. And he's like, no, 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 no. Sulu was straight. He liked him some good girlies, man. Don't. And it was one of those things that true actors get. I can't remember the female actress, who portrayed a male character and nailed it. I want to say it was Glenn Close because the role she was they had her fill, and she ended up playing a male butler, and she nailed that character. Uh, it's just I'm sorry.
I know what you're talking about, and I just can't place it right off the bat. Glenn Close, always a great actress. She nails just about every role that she's ever gotten. Really, I don't think I've had too many issues with, or any at all, with the Glenn Close role. Like she absorbs the character. She knows the character that she plays, and this is why I'm like, it doesn't matter what role you play, and this is going to lead into our final point of the evening, which is going to be Harry Potter. It doesn't matter what role you play, unless when it comes down to things like we've seen, like with the Romeo and Juliet remake, where Chris Tucker played Tybalt. Race swapping, gender swapping, and all these things don't matter if you play the character right. And especially if, I mean, nobody notices. I mean, how many times in Shakespeare did men play women?
Yes.
Quite
all
often.
the time. Yeah.
And
that was how it had to be back then. Women were not allowed to be actors because it was felt that it was a career that was beneath women.
right.
I don't really think that's the reason. I think it's
There was-
because a lot of closeted men just use that as an excuse.
Probably.
But who am I to
Probably.
say, right?
Yeah.
Probably.
Not really. Back
Probably.
then, it was frowned upon, but it wasn't against the law back then.
So Jamie Lynn Simmons, regarding Glenn Close, she wants to remind us of the wonderful and glorious evil Cruella de Vil.
Yeah.
Cruella de Vil.
Who was also
Cruella de Vil.
who was played by Emma Watson? Was that her name?
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of that movie.
Or is it Emma Stone?
Emma Stone.
Emma
Emma
Stone.
Stone. But
She
yeah,
played the young Cruella.
she
Yeah.
played a young Cruella.
She played just like they did with Maleficent. She played the good version, the version that you need to, she's just a misunderstood character. No,
which is a conversation that we're going to be getting into. We've already covered how the Lex Luthor syndrome and a little bit of that there, but we will be doing a conversation in the future about straight out, because it turned out that conversation turned out bigger than I thought it would. We are going to be doing the how society looks at certain characters, not just villains, but the heroes. When we did Lex Luthor syndrome, we looked at how they looked at the villains. Now we're going to take a look at the heroes with the demasculinization of He-Man and other characters. That's going to be coming down the line here, probably a month or two.
The movie's going to come out next month on the 15th, I believe. So my video is going to be coming out before then, and maybe we can talk about it. We can have like a
regarding He-Man.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
This reminds me, guys. The 14th is Huevo's birthday.
Yep.
We're doing a birthday stream for him.
And the 15th is also Casey's birthday.
So we'll have to talk about both birthdays, because we'll make sure that we talk about, because we're going to do a show for both peoples. So we'll talk about that in the shill section at the end of the show. But I would definitely like to talk about our last piece of conversation, since this ending conversation has been about DEI and entertainment. I do want to remind people that there is a TV series that is coming out that's Harry Potter reboot, and it's going to be on streaming, and it replaces Alan Rickman's character particularly, and a few other characters with
before
actors
you do
who
that,
don't
Dan,
match. Oh yeah.
Dan, before you do that, can we briefly talk about Invincible? Because
Oh, absolutely.
The DEI
Absolutely.
thing of basically changing the characters a bit. I like Invincible, and I'm sorry, Dan, if I threw you off.
No, 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 no,
I
no,
wanted
no.
to say this earlier, but I couldn't for obvious reasons, and we'll talk about it later.
We'll talk about it later.
Yeah. So it got derailed. Anyway, so in Invincible, they made a lot of changes. They took liberties. Sure, the creator, Kirksman's involved, right? I don't have a problem with, Mark or Sandra Grayson, being Korean, right? I don't have a problem because in the original comics, they were racially ambiguous. Like they could have been any race. They could have been Hispanic or Asian with the black hair and the skin tone, right?
Mhm.
We don't know. They could have been Filipino. We don't know, but in the
It could have
show
been
because
Eskimos.
yeah, Eskimos, yeah. Because Sandra, the voice actress for Mark's mom, is Korean, and Steven Yeun, who plays Mark, he's Korean. They just said, "Screw it, we're gonna make him Korean." I'm okay with that. I don't have a problem with that as long as that's not his only deeming quality that they're Korean. They're a hero at the end of the day. It's a superhero show, not
Yeah.
a Korean, K-drama, it's not that. K-dramas are good. I watch them. But that's not Invincible. But you have for example, Rex, he's Native American. They changed his skin tone. He's Caucasian in the comics. They changed Rex
Really?
Bloater into they gave him
I've only seen season 1 of Invincible.
they changed
so.
his skin tone to be Native American looking, but he has orange hair. How does that fucking work?
Yeah.
And then another interesting plot point, because this ruins this, Powerplex, right? For some reason, he has a black niece and a black sister, even though he's Caucasian. How these were because the animators or the writers, they didn't know that they were supposed to be Caucasian, but they didn't care. So it makes it seem like one of them are adopted, and they never addressed it in season 3 of Invincible. They just it could be whatever. It's like, no, you screwed up.
These kind of things can confuse an audience.
Yeah, it can confuse an audience. Look, I don't care if they would have just said, hey, I remember when Dad told you were adopted, or Mom told you, sis, you were adopted. If they would have put a line like that in the show, I would have been like, okay, they're adopted siblings. Who cares, right? Moving on, right?
A minor retcon that doesn't change much.
Yeah, it doesn't change much, but it kind of like the Fantastic Four 2015 movie. It's they're adopted. They're adopted siblings. That's why, one's black brother and one's a white sister. That's obviously nothing wrong with that. If they just addressed it and say, yeah, we're adopted, moving on. They didn't do that. And then another thing, they
different strokes.
Tech Jacket, right? Who, again, same universe as Invincible in Image Comics. He's supposed to be a guy. They turned him into a girl.
That's
why? Other
Kirk
than rights
said
reasons.
The reason why was the fact that, we were just 2 young white guys, and so we made all the new characters white guys, and this is giving me the chance to fix it, and I can't wait for us white guys to get out of the industry.
That is so stupid, because it's like, I understand if it's because he wants to bring Tech Jacket into Apple, TV or Netflix as an animated series. Okay, I understand that. You created an alternate version of Tech Jacket, but at least say they're siblings. Don't say that she's actually Tech Jacket. Like she said, I'm the second Tech Jacket, or my brother was the original one. He's missing in action, or he's in space somewhere. If they would have said that, I wouldn't care. But no, they didn't. This is the original Tech Jacket, at least in that show. Why did you change it, other than DEI reasons?
Yeah, and that's the only.
That's the only reason. It's like outside of rights reasons, it's
Kirkman,
dumb. It's stupid. Like Shrinking Ray.
Kirkman went woke. That's the problem.
Well, he always been woke. He never he never turned woke. He always been woke.
Well, when I say he went woke was because a lot of the I've read the Invincible comics. They were really good. What cheesed me off when I heard about it was the abortion bit, where he felt horrible that and was grieving for that loss, and they tried to make out that he was a bad guy for grieving over an abortion.
And that goes against Adam Eve's character because she lost her mom at a young age, her real mom,
Yeah,
and her so-called siblings that were test experiments. So for the fact that she got the so-called, you know, genociding, whatever, terminating her child, that's not a normal thing, and that goes against. I don't like when they do that for characters.
Once
Yeah.
again, we go back to who's writing and what the agenda is of the writer. Unfortunately,
Because it makes it look they portray it as him being a selfish bastard for loving his unborn child, right? It's like, no,
Yep.
that's a normal response
Yeah.
for loving something that's yours,
right.
not
So,
the other way around. It's just weird.
yeah. It does have I think that's a conversation that we definitely need to when it comes down to certain
Yeah, I'm sorry.
agenda-driven topics that we need to have a show about.
Yeah, that
You're
would
just
be an
giving me
interesting thing.
ideas for future shows. That's all you're doing right now.
Oh,
You're giving me ideas.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea. Also, Shrinking Ray, right? The character Shrinking Ray, and I'm okay with the gender swap for this one because Shrinking Ray in the original comic dies on one panel. They only appear in one panel and die. So them extending their life, right? Extending Shrinking Ray's life to be a girl on the team. I'm okay with that. I don't have a problem. The same thing with Green Ghost, right? Because Green Ghost wasn't really an important character in the show, right? Green Ghost gets annihilated by Omni-Man in the first episode, right? Or the second episode.
A lot of people get annihilated by Omni-Man in the first
but
season.
that's my point. It's like, oh my god, like they're not an important character. They're a minor. They're like a cameo,
Right.
so it doesn't matter.
Right, and definitely a handful of good honorable mentions in that category.
Go ahead with the Harry Potter thing, dude. I went off the script.
No, it's cool.
Sorry, man.
pulled
Go
that
for it,
honorary
man.
mention.
It gives me
derailed
time
it.
to watch season 2 and 3.
Because some things I like
Catch
about
up.
Invincible. I just want to clarify that.
I've been catching up on The Boys, but we can talk about that some other time
we
too.
talk about that.
I
Go
think
ahead with Harry Potter,
King
dude.
wants to have a conversation about the boys. From what I see.
Oh,
in my
well
notes.
then, yeah,
So
I'll be
there's-
there. for
King's
that.
brought up the boys a few times in our conversations. So
It's
it's in our
it's
notes.
such a good show. It's yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
we'll
let's talk about Harry Potter.
Yeah,
So with Harry Potter in our closing conversation, because a lot of people are upset about it. As we all know, Alan Rickman's character has been recast. I mean, he appropriately so.
Yeah.
He's passed
Yeah.
on, and the major and a lot of other characters have been recast in ethnic form. But the biggest that everybody's upset about is Alan Rickman,
Snape.
where Snape. And
Severus Snape. Yeah,
And,
I think they should have tried to get Adam Driver.
Yes.
Yeah, Adam Driver is like the American Alan Rickman. That
Yeah.
would have been awesome. A younger
Absolutely.
Alan, like it would have been great.
So, J.K. She wrote the character to be a pale-skinned, greasy-haired,
Greasy black-haired.
Black-haired.
black-haired wizard, and the current look that they're going with is
And also
Not
and you
revolve
also have to mention too that he is never mentioned anywhere as even having a fraction of a smile on his face. And in the trailer, we see Snape laughing at the table. It just completely destroys the character.
it
Yeah,
does.
again, the writers don't know what they're doing. They
So-
literally write for themselves. They don't.
Not only are they replacing Alan Rickman's iconic portrayal, the first look images of the trailer, the footage show what's his name? Ezidu is the name of the actor, I believe.
I don't even know. I don't care, honestly.
Uh,
I mean, I know that sounds bad, but I don't care
they show
what his name is.
him in the role as a dark in a dark corridor in the trailer, wand lit, and outdoor scenes with his black attire, which is the attire is appropriate, but the casting in this case scenario would not be. Well, the casting details announced that when they announced it late 2025 with the images that we later saw in the trailer with Ezidu, known for films like May Destroy You, Gangs of London, Black Mirror. Well, he's an African British actor. While Snape is canonically described by J.K. Rowling in the books as sallow, pale yellowish skin, greasy
Almost
dark
jaundiced.
hair, almost jaundiced. Yeah, traits of being tall and wispy, while this character fits none of those descriptions except for the hair. The backlash, though, is the choice has been drawn heavily with criticism, not only online but within the fandom, with accusations of DEI, race-driven swapping.
I wonder why.
Well, this is the part that gets me. There's a comedian, a British comedian. I watched his stand-up routine. He actually did a good 20-minute routine talking about this, about how just race swapping Snape completely changes Harry Potter and Harry Potter's dad massive. Because remember,
and I think that's the entire point.
It is a retcon that changes the entire
It turns Harry Potter's dad, James Potter, into a KKK member, basically.
Basically, yeah.
Because hanging
you don't want to say it, but
the pale kid in a tree is hazing, but hanging a black kid.
Yeah, we don't want to say that.
Yeah.
And
but we know what you're talking about. But
we know.
Plus the fact you had Harry Potter for the first several books. I just don't like him. There's something about him I just don't like. And everybody else is like asking him, dude, what the heck's wrong with you?
Yeah.
And that right there,
it completely changes the aspect of the relationship between the Severus Snape and James Potter and Sirius Black and
the Marauders.
Exactly.
Because the whole Marauders made his life a living hell.
Exactly. And it changes the whole aspect of why they might have been doing that. And I think that's the whole reason they cast this character, to make Harry Potter's dad into that type of evil character.
Now, one of the writers,
evil per se.
Yeah,
because everybody loved Alan Rickman and they loved Snape, and he does play a pivotal character. I mean, besides Dumbledore and Harry Potter, who's the most important character in this in the
besides
Harry Potter
Voldemort?
franchise?
Besides Voldemort, it's Snape.
Besides Voldemort, it's Snape. Snape sacrificed himself. He was a triple agent. I mean, he was one of the most important characters in the entire series.
He's the third or fourth important character. You're right. He is like up there.
Yeah, he's more important than James and Lily.
Yep.
So mind you, the Harry Potter universe in film and television is held by Warner Brothers.
Yes.
Now, Warner Brothers is currently going under a change by potentially, based off of what I've read, is an $11 billion or $111 billion purchase of Time Warner, Viacom, and the other subsidiaries of Warner Brothers.
Discovery, yeah.
Discovery, including as well. And so that's going over to Paramount, which currently under its current management is a little bit more right wing. Well, the decision to make this movie was made by a executive who hired writers who were big supporters of the BLM. And
Yeah, that makes sense.
while if I'm going to say it, every life matters. I don't care who you are.
I agree.
But making changes to a thing because you are a supporter of a organization is propaganda. And so the writers and the actor who plays currently going to be playing Snape, Ezediu, spoken out about making the role for a new generation in order to honor people like George Floyd.
Oh God, that are you serious?
Also,
Yeah.
there was a rumor, and I don't know
Oh,
if this is
no.
100% true or not, but supposedly David Zaslav, because Netflix offered him too much, money that he couldn't throw away the deal. That's why they're fighting him to not get any money from the Paramount deal as punishment. The shareholders and stock people are like, no, you literally undermined us. We wanted to go with Paramount, and you try to screw us over the Netflix deal, right? So apparently, the reason why they did this DEI Harry Potter show, right, was the original plan. Had they did this quicker, right, it was going to end up on Netflix,
Mhm.
It was
which
going to end
makes
up
sense
on
because of Netflix DEI thing. It makes sense. If this merger would have happened with Netflix sooner, the purchase, and the government would have did it sooner, it would have probably aired on Netflix instead of HBO, or it just would have been on HBO, the channel, right?
yeah.
And instead of
Originally, it
going
was
on
slotted for
HBO
Netflix.
Max, it would have been on Netflix instead.
Right. So, the writers and the lead, but pretty much the writers were pushing this move over for as a way to hand over an IP to a movement, in a sense.
I
And
hate that they're trying to connect Harry Potter to a real life event of a criminal.
right. So they
Right.
said, we're doing this to honor George Floyd.
That's what I hate.
And
I
then
don't
they
want to get into
continued
the whole BLM thing, but yeah.
well, we won't get into the ordeal, but a lot of people are upset about this. Even
and I'm one of them now.
even those who are people of color are upset about this as
I'm
well.
sure. Yeah.
Because we know what happened. Everybody knows what happened. But and they said, not only are we trying to honor George Floyd, but we're making the role to suit the new coming generation. Now, hear those key words: the new coming generation, not the current generation, not the new generation, but the new coming
the
generation.
ones that we can brainwash right now.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. The biggest thing about Snape was the fact, you had the whole reveal that the whole time that Snape adored Harry, because
it's not that he adored Harry. He loved Lily so much that he wanted to see her son.
Love, because remember, his Patronus that saved Harry was all because he loved Harry enough that his Patronus was able to protect Harry. Yes, he loved.
Any Patronus can protect against.
Dumbledore asked him, "You love him," and he said, "Always."
No, that he was talking about Lily.
No, he was talking about.
Go back and read it. It's
after she was killed, if it hadn't been for him going there and getting Harry, that's how Dumbledore got Harry. Remember, J.K. Rowling had many conversations with Alan Rickman while they were filming the movie, because there was a point where he was getting tired of certain aspects that was going on behind the scenes with how they kept telling him he needed to change how he was portraying Snape. And he actually made the statement that he was thinking about quitting. And J.K. Rowling went and begged him not to do it, because he was the only one who got it from the very start of how Snape felt about Harry.
That's part of the reasons why they had J.K. Rowling as a biblical, what they call the biblical consultant to the story, because they kept her on with the characters in order to keep the characters lined up with the writers. They keep the character lined up with the acting styles. They kept her on as what they called biblical consultant. You'll see this term a lot when dealing with characters that have a lot of lore. Particularly, you see this with the original Harry Potter franchise. You'll see it with Marvel Comics stuff. Each character has what they call a Bible, where they keep what they call anchor points in the lore that have to be the same. And this, when they talk about throwing the book out, this is one of the things that we're talking about. Like a lot of people had problems with X-Men and the suit. You know what? A suit's a suit. You know, in the 90s, we liked leather, and having
with blade and everything
were that was just a bitching point, you know. While this right here is not a bitching point. This is a we're going to put political ideal down your throat. We're going to tell you what to think, and when you are realizing that you cannot make a propaganda piece for this generation and the new generation, you're doing what they're saying they're going to do, is they made the proper piece to the up and coming new generation. That means they're making a piece for somebody who doesn't exist yet.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's where the problem in lies.
But like I said, Snape loved Harry.
No, he didn't.
Take it up with J.K. Rowling then.
Well, I mean, we can just go read the book. I mean,
when the writer says he did love her, he did love Harry because he was the only thing left of Lily. Why do you think the one thing he wanted to see before he died was to look into Harry's eyes?
Because Dumbledore convinced him.
You have her eyes.
Because Dumbledore convinced him that since he loved Lily, that he needed to protect Harry.
Right. This is a point in the story where both of you are right. The both points are accurate. I read the books and I've seen the movies, and I've read, pretty much. Now here's where it sits. Beta, you're right. And also Richard, you're right. Both aspects are right. Canonically, Richard, you're right. When you're talking about the timeline of who his feelings towards Harry's mother and the relationship that Harry's father and mother had, they were best friends. So, in a sense, he felt a kinship in the form of love based off of this was the last thing that's there.
Exactly.
Those people who have a stepchild or an adopted child, or but unfortunately he was not in a position to, and it says it in the books, he was not in a position to take care of this child because of he who shall not be named.
And also every time he looked at Harry, he was reminded of James as well.
Right.
Yes,
so
he did not like the fact that he looked so much like James.
Exactly.
That's why he always, when he would look at Harry Potter, he was looking at his eyes.
And Snape's story, so that's where you both are right. You both are right on two different sides. So
I'll agree. I'll agree.
When it comes down to it, you ever been in love with your best friend?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was, and she was in love with another man. And if I were at a point where this exact scenario was coming across, I would absolutely feel as if I didn't like the sight of the child, but I would love the child as as if it were my own because I was in love with the woman. Now, if you think about it, I always said when they did the prequel series of Harry Potter, instead of doing the whole thing that they did with
Fantastic Beasts.
yeah, Fantastic Beasts, that they should have went about that storyline. I would have loved to see that storyline.
That would have been amazing.
You know, and you know where it comes down to, and this goes down to the fact that making a story, though, just rewriting lore, we do because of a recasting, because we want to. I wouldn't have been too upset about and I never have been upset about like having swapped racial identity, as long as you don't destroy the lore of the character. And that's where we sit with a lot of our we're nerds. We're nerds. Let's face it. You know, we like our toys. We like our comic books. Yeah, we're nerds. We like our toys. We like our comic books. We like our lore. I spent so many years reading the novels for the Star Wars books, and when Timothy Zahn, you know, all of them. You know, all those Star Wars novels that came out, and George Lucas, he approved of every single one of them. And then
all of a sudden, just wiped
Disney
away.
just says, you know what? One little sentence by getting rid of one twin. Twin changed the entire in my opinion, but changed the entire lore.
The way that they changed the entire lore was saying that there wasn't any previous
they completely wiped out the expanded universe.
Yeah, there wasn't anything to go off of, and
and that was actually Kathleen Kennedy. That was her first statement, was that she did that. Then a little while down the road, she says, "Well, what were we supposed to do? We didn't have books or video games or cartoons to fall back on for lore."
And then it's like here I have I have like 3 boxes full of like comics and books and games that prove you wrong.
And so these are agenda-driven decisions that we make in order to do things. And plus, when we get writers out there, and these writers can't get a job selling their own work, so they rewrite their own work to fit into a box that we call an established IP, so that way you can get your stuff out there. But the one thing that really killed the Star Wars universe, and which will really kill this, is a change to one sentence, whether it be the description of a character to removing a single twin. And
well, the whole bit on that. Look at Ruin Johnson's The Last Jedi. He actually admitted he rewrote something he had already done and just hammered it into the Star Wars universe.
That's and that's the thing, right? So when we talk about these changes from idealism to DEI to just standard recasting, you know, like I said at the beginning of the this 3-hour conversation that we've had, when we talked about Darren from Bewitched, nobody cared because they didn't ruin a lore. They had a storyline that said, well, Samantha's mom placed a spell on him that altered his appearance.
Well, and even if you didn't see that episode, I never saw that episode, and I didn't notice until I got older. Like I didn't, you know,
most people were watching on a screen. Like
my eyes were locked on Barbara Eden. You know, like I wasn't looking at Dan,
right?
Or Darren or whatever.
Our friend Indirect Soder, our friend Indirect Soder, he said he said that they recast even this screen ratio of what we were watching in content. He said 4.3 went to 16:9, and we got bigger TVs, and we went to digital, and we started getting like high def, and we started seeing differences the bigger the TVs got, and the new screen aspect ratios, and the digital, and we started seeing things that we didn't see in the past. And so like a lot of these recastings didn't matter to us. Nobody really cared that they recast Aunt Viv. It was
Yeah.
kind of for
She
those
was kind of a bitch anyway,
you know,
honestly.
the character got better. The character changed. We saw the recasting of Aunt Viv, but we liked that recasting better as a fandom. Now, I'm sure if they would have made other decisions, it probably would have hurt the show. But we are sitting in a position where we are in a precarious nature with not only politics, but we're at a precarious nature with society. And if we make the decision to, quote, make a role for the up and coming new generation, the generation that doesn't exist yet, that's what they're doing with the new Harry Potter. They're not making it for the new generation. The new generation is indoctrinated already into either their thought process or in somebody else's. Once you're indoctrinated into a thought process, there's no changing that. Now, if you make something to prepare for the next set of viewers, then you have one. It's no longer the tobacco company motto of get them young. It is get them before they're born.
Yeah.
And
see, the whole thing with the tobacco industry stuff. All right, you remember they got rid of Joe Camel and all the advertising for cigarettes. All because they said it was enticing children to smoke.
Well, mascots were drawn.
Mm-hmm.
To this day, mascots are still characters, cartoonish. You don't have, like, even with Ronald McDonald, they eventually booted Ronald McDonald out of the McDonald's advertising, and he was a cartoonized human being, a clown.
Let's be fair. When he was real, he creeped me the hell out.
Right. Well, clowns creep everybody out, but and then you have the Michelin Man. You don't see a guy walking around dressed as tires, but it is. You have your mascots, and mascots are typically something that's going to be dressed up and to entertain, as well as promote. And while the cigarette agenda with removing,
I mean, look at all of us right now. I have my Theta Ranger. You have your, the King, Cat, American Patriots. I mean, we all have our own mascots for our channels. I mean, that's how it is.
Right. But we also know that even though we don't want the younger generation to come into our channels, and me and Richard were having this conversation with his Zachary. I didn't know if you wanted me to say names out loud, so I try not to say names if But with Zachary, we were having this conversation that we are in a industry that revolve around toys, cartoons, pop culture that really does attract a younger generation, and we are older. We are of not only older generation, but we are adults. And so we have a responsibility to make sure that the reason why I don't cuss on your show, and as I still say, I'm sorry about the other night, I don't cuss on anybody's show. As you heard me, I don't swear when I'm on a microphone. And it's because I know there's a possibility that I'm going to get a minor that comes into my show. Now, it's not like a bar where I can have a bouncer go, let me see
I've
your
honestly
ID.
been thinking about that on my show too.
You know, not only that,
so-
it shows the professionalism. And
Yeah.
so, like, when we advertise ourselves in a certain way, people go, okay, well, you got this dirty old man. He's swearing and cursing.
That's me.
And talking about comic books. And while it is us, I swear a lot when I'm not on the mic. And and there's somebody in our circle right now
what's
who's having
funny?
a
I
problem
swear
with
more on the mic than I do off the mic.
that. Right, but there's
Like
somebody.
when I stub my toe or something, I'm like, freaking Jesus, freaking God dang it. But like on the mic, I'm just
Right, but you know who your audience is for the most part. But there is somebody. There's a few people in our circle where and we everybody knows who they are, and we're not talking bad about you. If you're listening, I hope you understand this. We love you, and we're praying for you on a daily basis. But when it comes down to being unprofessional on the mic, swearing, alcoholism, and even those who use sexual content, we are adults in an industry that advertises towards the young. We are talking about cards. We're talking about, like Magic the Gathering. We're talking about comic books. We're talking about Transformers. We're talking about G.I. Joes. We're talking about these things, and we are not going to spread an agenda, but we also want to educate people on the agenda.
see. I this maybe this is a topic that we need to talk about on another show, but I actually have a different perspective. I think that nowadays with phones and tablets and stuff, the younger kids, they don't care about toys and cards and stuff as much anymore. They care about digital. They care about what's on their phone. Like texting and trying to become like they try to act more adult and stuff like that. Like I don't see any kids anymore playing with toys the way that I did when I was a kid. Like
not as many, and that's that's
so
obvious.
that's something else we could talk about on another show.
Absolutely, and these are all things that I wouldn't mind talking about in the future. But now that I've expressed my my Jerry Springer's closing thoughts, because I just monologued, and I do apologize if I
No, it was beautiful.
if I did a monologue. But I really appreciate King for having once again suggested the topic, and we ran with it. I'm going to let everybody promote their channels, let everybody know where to go, and we're going to start with my boy Richard.
So, American Patriots Pad, Wednesdays, we have fireside chats where we talk about the current events of the day or week, sometimes even 2 weeks of current events, depending on how much stuff has been going down. And if we still have subjects from the last week we want to talk about, or if it was such a big deal that it's still in the news, we have been doing a lot of updates about various game industry lawsuits, like Nintendo and Sony and all them. So yeah, if you guys get a chance to come by, check it out. You're more than welcome to, by the fire. And
Theta, can you pop his link into the chat for me? Because I need to mod you, Richard. I haven't modded you yet.
All right, give me a second.
Yeah. Let Theta, if you can pop his link into the chat for me.
Let me see if I have it.
There you go. I just posted howdy in the chat so you can have access to it. Let's see, where did I put my? There it is. There's my YouTube channel link. See if I can post that in there, if it'll go in or not. I doubt it.
Let's see if I can mod you from here. I don't know if I can or not. Add as moderator. Yes. Okay. So you have moderator status. So now you can add it.
Okay.
All right.
Now you can add it. While I'm at it, I'm going to mod Jamie as well. Jamie, you have been modded.
All right, there we go.
Okay, I need to save this.
So Jamie, now you have permission to, if you see something, do something.
All right, and now I have American Patriots link to put in my list. All right, cool.
But yeah, I've been the whole reason why I created the American Patriots pad is so we could have conversations and show that even when you disagree, you can still be friends. Even if you vehemently disagree with each other, you can still be friends and love each other. That's the problem that we've got today. Is too many people think if you disagree with me, you hate me and want me dead.
Agreed.
And I'm sorry, some of the best friendships have come when people have had an adversarial relationship.
That's a really good point. Yeah.
And it's from the arguments that they make themselves stronger and better, well-rounded. They actually think about what their argument is, because a lot of people don't see the weaknesses in their own arguments. I am always, I may sound like I know what I'm talking about all the time and that I'm being arrogant about it. No, I always second guess what I'm thinking, and I'm always researching and looking at what other people think and say. It's one of the reasons why I like going to first editions, and I try to go to the original people to have conversations with them about subjects. And that way I know I'm getting as close to the basics as I can get. Because my biggest fear is saying something that's not true and I cause somebody harm. And as somebody who has been to war, done that, been there, done that, kept count until I realized by keeping count, I was dehumanizing people. Yeah, it's not fun. Taking a life is never easy. And the moment it becomes easy, you've done it too damn long.
Agreed. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you give Richard a follow if you haven't already.
So thank you, Miss Jamie Lynn. And
so I would like to remind everybody, make sure if you haven't already done so, go and give Miss Sparkles a follow, who had to pop out. We did go a little overtime. We actually went even an hour more overtime than we did last week. So here's the one and only Theta of the Grid.
Yeah, so if you like watching retro films, TV shows, cartoons, reading literature, comic books, anime, any of that type of stuff, and you think to yourself, hey, that plot point doesn't make sense, or how does that fit into the whole plot of this movie? Well, on my channel, Nerd Archaeology, we explain the ambiguous plots, we explain the ambiguous endings of films, TV shows, all of that stuff. And if you like to explore hidden lore and come up with theories and listen to other people like me tell their theories about those films, TV shows, and all that stuff, come and check out Nerd Archaeology and subscribe if you want to think deeper and rediscover what stories with soul have and what they look like, and how storytelling is actually crafted and built. So thank you so much for being here.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting me be here.
Yeah, absolutely. So I am going to, once again, I'm going to show off a little thing that I was making for Theta. This is something I'm going to be making for people in our community who joined the show, who's going to be on the show. I'm going to make sure I have a bumper for everybody. For the people who are watching, please, if you can, please support our channel so that way we can get more tech and also assets for our growth, as we would like to grow and bring you higher quality as well. So here we go. This is the new bumper I've designed for Theta, and I'm going to be sending him a copy of it.
I love it.
One more
Very
time.
cool.
One more time. I love it.
I love the circuit board kind of look of the logo coming out at the end.
Absolutely. So, King, are you with us?
Captain Cat King style.
King style. Well, make sure you guys go and visit King. I'll do the shill for him. All right, so make sure you guys go and visit our main man with the plan. He's come up with the last couple of ideas for our show in the lines of topics. I just did research. So this is the man that made everything possible. Make sure you subscribe to King Style. For those people who have access to a smartphone, you can actually scan, take a screenshot maybe, and even put it in through your QR code reader and give him a subscribe. Or you can find King Style on YouTube's at 13 King Style 40. If you go to YouTube, you can actually find him there. I'm gonna pop his link into the chat as well for you guys. We're looking to get King up to 50, so that way he can stream his end of the stream to his channel. So
you know, you're one subscriber away from beating me in my on my Nerd Archaeology channel already.
me?
Yeah, your channel.
Oh, wild. I don't even pay attention. But that's wild. So I
Yeah.
posted
You're doing great content.
I posted King's channel in the chat over. So make sure you go give King a follow. Like I said, we're looking to get King at 50 followers, so that way he can stream live his end of the content. If King comes back before we end the show, he'll definitely, I will give him a chance to say what he has to say and possibly his closing thoughts if he has any. Now, you heard me monologue earlier with my little Jerry Springer-esque closing thoughts. Once again, I hope I didn't bother you, but with that, I am KJCowboyDan, your karaoke DJ / head in a jar. If you want to support the channel, please do me a favor. Go and get yourself some of the official KJ Cowboy Dan gear at the KJ Cowboy Dan gift shop, and you'll be able to get a 10% discount if you use code KJCBD26. Once again, if you have one of the smart devices, that you can just click on the QR code, or you can actually take a screenshot and run the QR code through there. We're at KJCowboyDan /4thwall.com, and you'll be able to get some official KJ Cowboy Dan gear, such as the Live with KJ Cowboy Dan mug that we sell. I actually have my coffee in it right now. It's a pretty good mug, high quality, and the artwork is that you see on this is first generation KJ Cowboy Dan. We have a whole collection of mugs that you can get, so please support the channel if you can. If you want something to put in that mug, we do have our Dubby affiliate ship, where you can get yourself a tub of Dubby energy drink. It's really good stuff. It's all natural caffeines, every ginkgo and other stuff. It's got other stuff that's healthy stuff. Energy drink, your standard nutritional powder drink. Now, it does have caffeine in it, and it's made with natural caffeines, extracts from coffee, and other natural product. So definitely give it a try. Any purchase of W Energy Drink helps the channel, and we do take everything that's donated to the channel, or even that comes in. We're going to be taking that to make sure that we get those bumpers for everybody, and also some assets for our up and coming opening credits. Another way to support the channel is to go to my Throne page, where we have stuff that is being crowdsourced, particularly gear that we need. You can also send a gift of your choosing. You can either donate publicly, or you can donate anonymously.
Don't forget your OnlyFans channel, where you can buy some of his head jar water.
Oh yeah, head jar water, keep on boiling. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I had to do the joke, man. I had to do
And for those people who want to support the channel with just the price of a coffee, we do have a Ko-Fi page. Now, our most recent supporters have used our Ko-Fi page, and I'd like to really quick shout out the one and only Mr. Dr. Fox. Thank you for the support of the channel. Particularly being able to use this stage right now is because of you, Dr. Fox. We really appreciate you. Thank you very much for all your help. And we do not forget it. So please feel free to, any way possible, support the channel. It doesn't have to be monetarily. It's just one way that you can do it. For those people who are watching on a simulcasted network, I've been KJCowboyDan. Feel free to find me on YouTube. As I just found out, I'm one away from tying with Theta, so on his other channel.
Yeah.
So hey, let's look for a tie. We don't need to beat, we just want to tie. And if you want to join our Discord server, which I am bringing back to life, we're going to be doing some stuff like you can help suggest topics, or you can actually take part in the side stuff that we're doing, video games and game nights, community events, and so forth. And you'll also get a chance to find out like if I'm going to be going to MegaCon this next year, and other events in my neighborhood where you can find me live and see more than just a head in a jar, but maybe the version of me with a full body. Find me over on x.com, KJCowboyDan, where I typically get myself canceled on a regular basis by talking about things that the left doesn't want to hear. So find that good fun over there on X. Thank you for joining me, ladies and gentlemen. I've been KJCowboyDan, here along with my boy King Style. King, are you back yet? Have you returned? I guess King's still out and about. Now, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you, Theta. Thank you, Richard. I really appreciate you guys joining me. Thank you, Miss Sparkles. I know it's late and you're probably in bed by now, but we really appreciated everybody. And thank you, Casey, who also joined us. Make sure you follow Casey's Creepy Creations on YouTube.
Yeah, let me get his link real quick. Here it is. Go and follow Casey at Casey's Creepy Creations. He is amazing. Let's see. Here we go. All right.
And the link will be in the chat. I really appreciate everybody here. And for those people who want to know, next week's topic will be on who should be writing the storylines of IPs when toy companies own the IPs. It was a conversation that we got into the other night on Theta's channel, and King and I really wanted to cover it in detail, so join us there. I'm pretty sure that the people who were here tonight will join us again next week if they have time. So thank you very much once again. Here is our theme song. I appreciate you all. And remember, you guys rock. You guys are awesome heads. And make sure you don't spill the jar water.
Step right up. Lights on, mic's hot. Where outlaws talk loud and kings don't whisper. Welcome to Cowboys and Kings. Yeah. Cowboys and Kings. Yeah. Boots on the floor. Yeah, we're kicking it live. Crown in the room, you can feel that vibe. From the panels to the pixels, every story gets told. If it's hot in the culture, then we breaking the mold. From the cinema to the comic books, we put the games on blast. The beats will get wild, yeah, they never go past. We call it how it is, no in between. Turn it up, let the speakers swing. Got the crew pulling up, let them all step in. Every guest got a voice, the comments in chat will fly. Step up and be a king. When the mics go live, hear the Cowboys sing. Cowboys and Kings. Yeah, we run this show from the page to the stage to the screens, you know. Hot takes it with a rebel swing. It's a Cowboys grit and a King's gold ring. Cowboys and Kings. Let the whole world hear as we break it all down, keeping it loud and clear. Bring more than talk when y'all step in the ring. When you come to the battle royale, you better bring your thing. Welcome to the show, Cowboys and Kings. Yeah, King style, clean with the sharp cut look. The feline of finesse, the Jaguar dripping luxury, bow tie tight like a best-selling book. Calm in the storm, buddy, bring that fire. Every word hits clean. You know we gonna take it higher, gather y'all to the King's Court. Yeah, with stories untold. Grab your armor, grip your sword, represent the kingdom with pride. Cowboy Dan got that outlaw tone, rough edge truth and a voice well known. He's a head trapped in the jar, jokes and memes will set you free. Bruh, that perspective hit differently. The saloon serves them hard, the door swings wide. Outlaw stream, a six-gun dreamer. Saddle up, let's ride. Laughs get loud and the takes get bold. Hard truths get dropped, some myths get sold. Spin that topic, let opinions clash. Some burn slow, some strike like a match. No script needed when the sparks ignite. Just real talk, living in the spotlight. Cowboys and Kings. Yeah, we run this show from the page to the stage to the screens, you know. Hot takes hit with a rebel swing. It's a Cowboys grit and a King's gold ring. Cowboys and Kings. Let the whole world hear. We break it all down, keeping it loud and clear. Bring more than talk when y'all step in the ring. When you come to the battle royale, you better bring your thing. Welcome to the show, Cowboys and Kings. Lights get low, but the combo stays bright. Every fandom got a reason to fight. Heroes, villains, lines get thin. Sometimes the truth is where the gray walks in. Yeah. Panel to panel, yeah, we flip that page. From retro classics to the modern age. Reboots, remakes, who got it right? Who dropped the ball in that box? Office fight, bruh. We call it straight, no filter here. From low budget gems to the blockbuster tier. One got the crown, one breaking the rules. Both dropping gems while we schooling fools. From comics to streams, yeah, we cover the field. Every hot take sharp like a blade unsealed. I guess step up to the mic to bring heat, to bring flames. They tell you a story when they step in the frame. Cowboys and Kings. Yeah, we run this show from the page to the stage to the screens, you know. Hot takes hit with a rebel swing. Under a Cowboys hat and a King's jewel crown, we gonna run this town. Cowboys and Kings. Yeah, we run this show from the page to the stage to the screens, you know. Hot takes hit with a rebel swing. It's a Cowboys grit and a King's gold ring. Cowboys and Kings. Pull up a seat, join the conversation. Next round's on us. Cowboys.